Welcome to another Thursday Night Live. I got Lipking in the backstage in the green room, the virtual green room. A couple announcements here. Thanks. First of all, thanks to everyone for joining once again. Let me get to these people right now. Mad Hatter, Stent Placer, Parsons Bootlegger, Mr. T-Bone, Sandman, Craftsmaster Journey, Real Pain. I love that handle, man. Who else we got in here? Proverbs 1633. Like that guy. And then some people I don't know. John, Pro Craps. Sweet Lou, thank you. Chow's in here. I love that guy. EFSU. Oh, and X-Man's in here. So a couple of notes. Speaking of X-Man, let me get back in here. Speaking of X-Man, shout out to Frank, who X-Man met. I have the poker, Courtney and I and Frank were sort of, been playing poker together forever. He is running deep in the seniors event right now. I think it's day 3 and there's I think 80 people left. There might even be less than 80. So that's huge. The seniors event at the WSOP, and they usually get it's packed. It's so much fun to play. And the prize pools is juicy. It's meaty. It's like in the 600s, usually over 600K. So I'll be checking that out. Good luck to Frank. Right now, I hope he makes final table. That would be amazing. Dice Grinders. A shout out to Ed, co-host, Casino Tears. Huggy Bear is going to be on in about an hour, and we're going to talk Michigan. BRB, Carolina Reaper, Wisco. Couple news. I'll just bring in Lipking right now. We'll do some news with him. Okay. It's Senor Lipking.
Hola. What's going on, my man?
How are things from the
Bay State, Massachusetts?
Yep. Yeah, you want to see
good. Actually,
want to see the little thing we made? Here we go.
Made a new one.
Yeah. I got ETG. I mean, shit, man. He cost me an arm and a leg. Gotta have him do something. Here.
Damn right. Huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
With the yeah. He's worth every penny now.
Yeah. And I've got what did he we made a couple we got a couple surprises. I think Fuzzy will be very happy because we got new music. We kept getting strikes for the music. Like we get strikes for all the music that we use, even though it says it's for free. And then we get these strikes for it. So we replace some music. So we'll be doing that. I'm going to make an effort, Lipking, to be a little more, professional and maybe advertise something every 30 minutes or so, if I can remember, you got to like and
subscribe. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That sort of stuff that I never do. Mm-hmm. So,
by the way, before Jen says, you going to be on the podcast with Francis, my wife.
Yeah. Your wife's great. Man.
She loved you. She loved you.
Yeah. So we will, we're going to get to your birthday weekend, but I wanted to go through a couple things, just a couple announcements, man. So you're sort of just sitting here on the couch.
Some house cleaning. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So I talked to, so who's in town right now? Off the top of my head, Holy Roller's in town because I think he had a really good roll I was reading in the chat at Bellagio. Yeah. G-Ray came into town. I think those guys are talking. And then I think Grasshopper is in town. So we got those 3 guys. Hopefully they can meet up and play. That would be good. And that's as far as who's in town right now. Yesterday, Ed and I talked. We recorded a little piece for the for this upcoming week for the podcast, sort of a little intro And then it'll be continuing that last podcast, which was on the come out, which Ed and I laugh about it on how much we can talk about that. Like we can talk for hours about a come out game and how to
we're
play
going to touch
it and all
upon
the
that
bets.
about our like my Vegas trip, because
Mhm.
we were super aggressive on the come out.
Yeah, I like that. And so, so we did that. And then Ed and I announced we had our 3MG winner. Congratulations, Brian. He won a shirt. I haven't talked to him, but at least I've communicated with him through text. So
Yeah.
at least we got in touch with him. He won a shirt, which is great. He needs a handle. We'll figure it out. And speaking of, t-shirts and merch, I got rid of all these old promo codes that I had floating around. I'm going to put a promo code by tomorrow morning into the Patreon portal chat. So it's whatever. It's a discount for all the Patreon people for continuing to support the show. It means a lot. I mean, it really does. Every little bit helps.
Honestly, people, it does, for the amount of work that you put into it. Stop being cheap fuckers. You don't even need the code. Just buy it. Just buy it.
I'm putting in the code, dude. I got a code, man. I made it 10 ton 10, I think. Oh wait, shit! I just gave it out to everyone. I'll have to change it.
Casino Tears.
Oh, nice,
mug.
Nice. What are you drinking, man?
Balvenie, the Caribbean cask.
Okay, yeah. Nice, man. I've got. Speaking of what was that? Balvenie,
Caribbean cask.
You know what?
Scotch.
Yeah. I think his brother, Fibonacci, Ed and I were talking about Fibonacci yesterday on the podcast, and that'll be interesting to talk to. So I'm going to cut that in to talk about Fibonacci, dude. Ed and I had a good convo yesterday. So it was good. Every time I'm like, Ed, listen, I just need a half hour. Right. And that's an hour and a half later.
I was going to say 2-3 hours later. Right.
Yeah. That's how it always goes. I think that's it. Let me just check out the, there's a lot of great guys. Crapstock here. Dude, Chow's here early. I feel like he's here early.
Chow, that's my guy.
Because of you,
Yeah, I love Chow. I'm still waiting for the picture with the spurs on the heels.
Yeah, I know.
He said he's working on it.
Got to make those custom. Dude, this was one of the first mugs I ever made, actually. One of the first ones. Old school.
Super generic.
Yeah, I know, right? But sometimes, I'm wearing the Michigan shirt because Huggy Bear is a Michigan State fan.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, that's not even your rival, though. You guys are Ohio State.
Well, yeah, but it's still, it still is the rival. I mean, there's always bragging.
It's like the stepsister rival, though. It's not even.
Yeah. I mean, there's always kind of one of those in-state rivals. But I kind of like Michigan State. I like their mascot. It's pretty sweet. Spartans.
Patrick Johnson, right? He's a Michigan State guy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't know who else. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. I don't know who else. Oh yeah, the
former Viking.
The running back from the Seahawks. I think he got traded. He was great. I think he was from State. Won the Super Bowl, and I think he got traded.
He did get traded right after. I think so. I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle people can on that one.
Yeah, Sparty, dude. And then are you going to wear a Packer shirt if I ever come on? Craftmaster Journey, no, I'm going full Vikings gear. That is going to be the NFC North showdown.
Oh, yeah, you got to drink from the horn and everything.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding, dude? No way. I still love Brett Favre, though. I think like that one, and I kind of like Aaron Rodgers. I do kind of like Aaron Rodgers.
I respect Aaron Rodgers, especially when I saw him on Hard Knocks. It made me like him even more.
No, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he was when he was on with the Jets. He was really good. He was really good. I thought he was really good.
So T-Bone says Ken Walker. Yep, correct. Thank you for correcting me. All right, dude. So Lipking, let's talk about your birthday weekend, and it just happened to coincide to coincide with me getting out of proverbial or jail from my exile.
Yeah, like I told you, it was like Haley's Comet. You know, it comes every 75 years. So
Yeah.
my 50th and you're coming out of jail party just
Yep.
collided. Um,
Hmm.
and which was spectacular because I went out there with you met my wife Jen, and
Jen is really cool.
te-
She's she was so cool. Like, you know what I mean? You could tell she
yeah,
didn't mind you going to
no,
meet the guys to play craps. Like, she was
no,
just
no,
totally cool with it.
yeah. She's like, all right, I'm Ubering back. See you later. I'll see
Yeah.
you later tonight.
And
Mm.
it's okay. So where did you stay? And so what?
We st-
And why
we
do you
stayed
come
at
out here every year for your birthday?
no, we go out. Her and I try to go out at least like once or twice together. Then the rest I'm solo. Just in the zone gambling. That kind of straight to DGen mode.
Yeah.
Um, but we stayed at Palazzo. It was the first time we've stayed there. The previous time when we were there, we were at Encore, and we walked through Venetian Palazzo, and we loved it. So we had a good vibe. So I'm like, I want to stay here. So hooked that up, and
What do you think?
I thought it was a beautiful property, to be honest with you. When it comes to gambling, though, I wasn't crazy about the tables on both sides. I forgot who was texting me. They're a Venetian Palazzo guy.
I know
Forgot who it was.
Ocrampolo is.
So it was bouncy, but you could there was always space there. Was the thing on
Yeah.
on the Palazzo side. The
Yeah.
Venetian side was a little more. It was busy.
Yep.
Um, but overall, it's a very 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 nice property, and customer service was great. Everybody was great. I have nothing bad to say.
Dude, what I can say about when I went there to stay and I wanted to, like, ETG and I went there, we filmed all this stuff. We still haven't even edited it, but I mean, we filmed all going into valet. It was really cool. Like, we filmed just everything, especially the nice room that I had.
They're all
I don't think
beautiful.
yeah, I mean, I don't think the rooms are better than Win or Encore.
No, no,
They're
no.
not. They're like a step below. But here's what I noticed. The biggest thing was customer service all the way around is absolutely amazing. And I
Agreed.
like the fact that they have the most restaurants and food options out of any other place, because that restaurant row, man, is wonderful to walk down, man. The smells, you know what I mean? It smells,
It's
you just
unbelievable.
want to eat,
It's
right?
it's unbelievable. The amount of food options, the gelato, everything that any.
Dude, the gelato. Did you have any gelato with
I
Fibonacci?
did have gelato, and I told my wife, I said before we leave, I'm getting fucking gelato, and and of course it was fantastic because it it was, you gotta remember, it was 100, what, 506 every day out there when I was celebrating my birthday weekend. It was hot. You guys, that sun just blazing, blazing hot.
Yeah, it's 103 right now. I mean, it gets up here. It was
Yeah,
like
it's you don't.
109 the other day.
Yeah, it's not the humidity. Like my wife was able to like lay out in the sun like a she's insane, but it's just that sun beating down on you. It can weigh you down.
You took a
That's for
helicopter
sure.
ride.
Let's say that night. So it was my 50th birthday, and
Hmm.
we had dinner at Poppy Steak, and that's where I met John, the host over at Fountain Blue.
John Cia, who
John
was my
Cia, yeah.
first host ever from Mandalay Bay, and since now he's over at Fountain Blue.
John was very welcoming, warm guy, super super
Totally.
nice guy. I put the picture of him and I on the group chat, and with his information, definitely reach out to John. He seemed like he's a player's guy, and he was just very down to earth. We were just talking about life, kids, and and all that stuff. But John is definitely a good hookup. I
Dude,
appreciate
he's
you.
got the major slot whales. Major.
Yeah.
He's always had them.
So after Poppy, I'm like, because I have a tremendous fear of heights. I hate flying, but I fly anyways. But
Yeah.
I figured I'm going to challenge myself with the helicopter, so I booked at Maverick, which they are fantastic. What a professional! Thank God they were professional, because I probably would have shit myself even more, because you walk in and it's clean. It's their own airport. They do private jets that come in and out of
Man,
there. They're
man,
flying people to EDC. They were telling me
man,
back
I'd
and
be
forth.
nervous. Yeah.
So you get into the helicopter, and right then I was just like, I felt it, the anxiety. Popped the Xanax real quick,
Dude, pop the
and
Zanny, huh? All
I
right, dude.
popped popped the
Nice.
Xanny. I
Nice,
had
man.
to, because
Nice.
yeah. But as soon as it started, you're hovering, and then you elevate and ascend, and then I fell in love with it. I said
Yeah,
it
nice.
was it was the best experience, seeing the strip from that view at
And you
night.
did it at night, right?
We were the last one, 11 o'clock at night.
Oh man,
When I
dude, how did Vegas look?
We had four YouTubers with us. These kids,
Oh my
they were like in
God.
their
Do you know who they
20s.
were?
No, but they were very nice. They were like very appreciative at the end. They were like, man, thank you. It was a pleasure sharing your 50th with you. And they were very nice
Were they
kids.
guys or girls?
All four guys. They're probably like
Did they have the
21,
young
20.
kid haircut that they look
Oh
like
yeah. Oh yeah.
llamas or
Yeah.
alpacas? You know that
Yeah. They all
haircut
had, they, yeah,
that
they had
young
like the,
kids have now? They look like
like,
fucking llamas.
no, they could, a couple of them had like the old Jack Tripper haircut. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
dude.
The shaggy. So they had their
Hilarious.
GoPros. Yeah, they had their
Mhm.
GoPros all around, and I just took it all in. We were up like
Yeah.
right next to the Strat,
Oh
up
my God,
top out of
dude.
the needle.
Crapsmaster Journey, he chimed in here though. He just said, "Are you going to be on their video? Are you? Did you make their video?"
Honestly, I don't know. I was so like, I was scared shit, and I was just focusing, because when the helicopter turns,
Yeah.
right. Thank God one of them was at the door, because I'm like, oh man, if this guy goes, like, see it,
Yeah.
like,
Two.
bye, yeah, fudge my bye, see you later. Um, but I was just like tunnel vision. I was just looking at the strip and admiring the beauty of Vegas at night. To be honest with you, I had no idea what was going around in my peripheral. I was just
Man, how
focused.
close did you get to like some of these buildings?
The Strat you get close to the needle. Yeah,
Wow,
you're there.
man.
You fly right over the Legion Stadium
Oh,
and the
sweet.
Sphere and all that. Yeah, they do a good job though. They do.
Did you
Highly
have a view
recommend
of the
it.
sphere from your room?
Oh yeah, open up the window right there.
Oh, nice.
That's
So
what I booked with.
you got a pretty sweet room because sometimes when I would stay at Wynn, you get a nice view depending on where you were at Encore. You get a nice view of when they were, especially when they were building. When they were building the sphere, I was staying at Wynn or Encore, and I would see that whole. I have all these pictures of them building it. It's pretty sweet, dude. By the
Yeah,
way, I'm
you.
just going to interrupt these chats. I
Yeah,
know you don't give a shit.
yeah. Go ahead.
Gelato in Italy was the best, dude. Lipking, have you ever been to Italy?
No, no, it's
All
on the
right,
bucket list.
let me tell you something, Faizan. Craftsmaster Journey is correct. The gelato in Italy is like nothing else that it doesn't even compare to this gelato here in the States is bullshit. That stuff is absolutely amazing. It's all over the place. Like it's in every shop. It's so good.
Well, just like I've heard, the food there is
Yeah, it's pretty
unreal.
good. Italians. If you had to pick three cuisines, King, for the rest of your life. Okay, this is a good question. If you had to pick three cuisines for the rest of your life, and cuisine number one, you could eat 70% of the time you had to eat it. And then cuisine number two, 20%. And then the last one, 10%. What would they be?
First one would be, it's called porca alla lajana.
What's that?
It's a Portuguese dish.
Oh,
It
so you're
has
gonna take no, you're gonna take Portuguese food as 70% of the time you're gonna eat?
yeah,
Man, I've never heard that, but okay, good. What's your 20%?
20%. Would have to go with pizza.
Hey,
Pizza.
pizza, dude. Pizza alla patate in Italy is amazing. It's potato and there's square slices. It was my favorite.
Throw it down, dude, without a doubt. No, there's no
Oh yeah, all right,
question about it.
Italian man. You got a lot of stuff. You got wines, you got desserts, you got seafood, you got meats. You got a lot of options when you pick Italian cuisine. Tons.
And you know what? And the last one would be Italian too. Would probably
No, you can't pick
no,
Italian twice,
no.
dude.
I go a nice steak.
Oh, what is that, American?
If you need steak, I need a nice wagyu or ribeye.
American
It needs.
cuisine?
I'd have to go steak. Yeah.
I'd go American cuisine too. I like that as a 10% because kind of simple. Dude, little shout out to Jokers Are Wild, who you met when you were out here.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
get to that.
I did. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, Steve, great guy.
and then Carolina Reaper. He's like, yo, Tenta, need to talk about the upcoming Dice Influence event in July. You know what? I do need to talk about that. That thing's coming up at the end of July. I'm going to be there with Dice Coach. Dice Coach called me and I couldn't talk to him today. And I'm sure he was calling about that. But yeah, there's some spots open. It'd be great to see you down there. It really would.
Plug it.
You know, I'll plug it again later on.
Yeah,
Thanks
how
for
many
the reminder.
did you ask Dice Coach how many spots are left? Which
Oh,
days?
A few spots. I think it's probably the second day. Just goes in order.
Yeah, the Sunday, right?
So
yeah,
it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm actually looking forward to going back down to Biloxi. I liked it down there. Not as much as this place, but you know,
you're gonna feel that humidity, boy. You're gonna get those mosquitoes that are size of fucking bowling balls.
I know my hair will be out to here, dude. You know that? It'll be out to here.
You got the frizz.
I'll just go fro. Right?
I love it. Yeah, take it off. Let it go. Let it flow. Let the soul glow. You know what I mean?
Listen, fucking Globe is in here. Lipking in the house. I like that. Just communicated with emojis.
Yes.
You know, and then Pat the Plow. I think there are 6 spots open for Sunday. Man, that's a lot of spots open.
There's a lot. Fill them. Tell all your friends. Fill them. It's well worth it.
Reaper says Southern, Mexican, and Asian.
Mexican. You know what? I mean, Mexican too.
I would totally disagree. I would actually go Asian number 1, but you'd have to go get more specific, like Japanese. If you went Chinese, man, you would get soups. You would get so much different variety of food, but I wouldn't go Chinese. I'd probably go Japanese. Yeah. Japanese, American, and Italian, probably. I don't know about Southern, man. Reaper. No, that's a little too much. 70% of the time eating Southern food? No
you'd be
way.
You'd be like fucking five bills, or you'd be huge.
Man. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Cholesterol, like 400, heart attack city right there.
Dude, real pain. Culver's custard. Better than any gelato I had in Italy last fall.
Oh, Real Pain's calling out you Italians.
Absolutely not, dude. Real Pain is real wrong.
He just shit on your Italy. He just shit all over you.
Real Pain is real wrong. All right. Yeah. On that.
We're gonna have a taste test.
All right. So, dude, helicopter ride. You're feeling good. You're on Xanax.
Yeah. So
you're like coming in for a landing.
That was great. Then let's go into the next day. That's when all the fun really began. That's when the link up happened.
Okay. Yes.
That was the first night. Yeah, because the jacket wasn't in right at that time.
No, the jacket was not in. So we had a lot of people a lot of people came up.
Yeah,
so
that was Saturday.
I'll tell you what happened because you weren't there for the beginning. So I went to Palms and with Bump John, and we got called them. We got the crapless, the smaller crapless table, and we had that. There was only one person shooting on that table, so we took that table over. They raised the limit, and I think you showed up after my first roll, which was my first 3 rolls were double digit. My first one was in the 20s. I'm bummed that you missed that roll because I was already up a couple thousand.
I'm pissed too. I missed that fucking roll.
That table's a great table. So that table, even though it is crapless, that table and the next one, Bump John would know the number. It's either 307 or 304. 304. It's right next to the table that I love, which is 304.
No, that table it definitely was fair. The bounce was fair. Everything about it was fair. Yeah, when I came in, you told me like I just had some good rolls. Like,
dude, Lipking, the first time that was only the second time I played on that table. The first time I hit I was a number away from making them all for 21 grand. I just needed, I think it was a 3, but the first time I cleared the tall, and then I just needed one number. So that table, it seems like it's one of those where you just feel good on it. It's like
Yeah.
perfect size, just like I just rolled great on it. Craps RN in the house. Oh, they have
So
renumbered. I like Craps RN, man. He goes to Palms a lot, so I get a lot of the intel from him. They've
oh
renumbered the
shit.
tables at Palms as of Tuesday. I wonder how they numbered them. Do you know, Craps RN? I wonder what causes them to renumber a table.
Because we're talking about it. They know. We got the intel now. We're in our group chat. Somebody's leaking it.
Mm.
We gotta have to sniff out the rat there.
Mm. I just I'm taking these Lucky Energy gummies right now, dude. Yeah. It's got maca, ginseng, beta alanine,
And,
caffeine, taurine, and L-theanine.
and Viagra.
No, 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 no. I don't think
uh,
so. That's not. I'll let you
it-
know, but that's
yeah,
not in here. It
Sindela.
doesn't
I
say.
bet if it says Sildenafil, the generics in there. Don't lie.
No, 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 no. That's not in here. That's not in here. Yeah.
So back. So when I arrived, you were like, all right, let's go shoot, shoot, shoot. And I was like, yeah, all right, let's go. Fuck it. Let's get this
Hmm.
party started.
Okay.
And
Yep.
no, when bump John's shot before me, then he slid out of the way. And then Joker's
You
Are
guys
Wild
were.
was
Yeah, you guys were
yeah.
sharing stick left one. I was stick right one. Jokers Are Wild showed up because your wives met, and he was
Hmm.
basically shooting my side of the table. Was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It was just Jokers Are Wild and just me, and
And
then
this
it was just you two and a rando.
this was the great part. So the bump John shot, I forgot what happened with bump John's, and then he pushed out of the way, and then my first roll established number then PSO'd. I saw the number, it was a 4-3. So I'm like, all right, left eye's imploding, um, my right eye's staying on axis. I'm like, all right, and then you're like, let's go back again. I'm like, all
Yeah,
right,
I like doing
let's get.
that. Giving
Yeah, I
give
did.
you.
No, I did. I was like, all right, let's go. I was
You weren't
getting in the
sure
groove.
about that though. You said you weren't
I,
sure
w- I
about.
wasn't. I wasn't. But then after this is said and done, I actually loved it. Then second one, fucking same thing, same number. I said, all right, this is what I'm doing. So I do a 2-6-2-3 set. So my right eye was single pitching forward, and my left eye was imploding. I said, okay, so I'm gonna click my right eye one and change it to a 2-6-4-2. So I'm gonna get sixes and eights. I already knew that. And if I'm gonna hit a hard way, it's gonna be hard 4 or hard 8. And then once I readjusted, we were all in the 18. That's when I went. Bump John did. He didn't get to log that one, but that was the one where I went on a heater, and it was probably what, mid 30s, where I
Yeah,
hit
you
the
kid,
ATS.
dude. I came up to you and I was like, "This is our last roll." I mean, it was a great night there. It was
Yeah,
solid. It was solid, and then I was like, "Man, I'm up. I'm good. This could be the last one." And that's why Bump John didn't track it, because he had already like
because
checked out.
yeah,
And I'm like,
checked
okay,
out right.
one last one. We're gonna leave up positive anyway. And then you went on a heater, dude. That's how it all. I don't. I wish you could have started this way, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You
I did.
kind of your mo now.
Yeah, I figured it out where I needed to land, and then what I needed to do for my dice. I mean, that's a big thing. Is like you have to know your sets, and you have to know how to change them if you're not getting the results that you want. So I knew right off the bat. I recognized the sevens and what my dice were doing. So I was quick on the draw, able to change it. And then it was probably mid 30s that roll.
Hmm.
And I think it was for the hit the tall, and then I think I needed like a. And I went to lay it. You're like, dude, Lipking, you can't fucking lay on this.
Yeah, I
I
know.
totally like spaced it
But
out that we're on
that
crapless.
a lot of people make that mistake. I've made that mistake. It's funny that I didn't make that mistake right then, because I
And then you
normally
look,
am so immediate
yeah,
with a lay.
and then you looked at me. You're like, you just gotta fucking hit it. It's
Hmm.
like that. And I said, all right. And I think I hit it on the come out roll. It might have been
Yeah.
because I readjusted the set for that, and then I hit the all, and then kept rolling, and yeah, dude, I don't think we colored up after that. I think we kept going a little bit, and
I think we might have, but dude, you made them all. I had quarters on it.
you did, yeah,
Unfortunately, I wish I had hundreds on it because
hundreds.
I
I
had
know,
went down. It seems like
down.
sometimes that always happens. You're like, okay, and then you end up going down and hitting it at a lower level than the levels that you wanted.
But you still crank because we both had our numbers up pretty high on that table on that 30 something roller. But what the funny part about that night was I didn't realize you take up the whole fucking side of the table on your shot, dude. The other
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
your left hand's in the pocket of the
Mhm.
stick man. You're
Yes,
all the
sir.
way at the hook right next to Joker's a Wild,
Yep.
and I was watching it. And then when you were rolling,
Mhm.
then two guys are fucking fighting right behind us
Oh yeah,
at
dude, that's
the
right. There was
bar.
a fight at the bar.
You didn't, I'm like, and I'm turning on watching it, and I'm like, oh, if this comes spills over, I'm like, am I gonna have to, double leg somebody? Am I gonna take, I'm watching to make sure that it didn't spill over. Security took like 10 minutes. It
Yeah,
was
I
a
know.
sloppy fight.
They they were going
I
at it.
was I was cracking up. I'm like, oh my god, this was. And then we just kept rolling and playing and playing and playing. But that was all happening right behind
Yeah.
you. They were fighting for like 3 minutes before you even realized it. I'm like, they're
Yeah.
they're throwing it, they're
That's
going down right now.
yeah. But I really don't like anyone. I like if I'm going to shoot, I really don't like a lot. I like a lot of space, man. I don't know. It's just peaceful.
Dude, you take up all the real estate,
Yep.
stick right. The
That's
whole
good.
thing.
Hey, but
What
I was delivering though. I
I
delivered.
will
I
tell
was
you,
all double digit rolls every roll. And it
I
wasn't
told
just like
you, your toss was on point. There was slapping, flat, everything was good. You were hitting your
slap
spot.
that ass, man.
Oh, you know what
Slap
pissed
it.
me off about that dealer? I'll tell you what pissed me off about that dealer. They were great. They were deals are great.
Shout
They
out
they
Aloha
they
Johnny.
they must have made easily a grand in tips off of us. But I purposely gave them. I told them because where you were landing was on the two on the
Yeah, yeah,
crapless
yeah,
table.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
I, I gave
I
them the
know.
bets across,
I
and
know.
I'm like, you're going three across. Don't place
Mhm.
it on the two because that's where you're landing it. And you're rolling and you're in the zone, and and then I look over, and this guy's got freaking three white chips stacked on the two. I'm like, bro, I'm like, no, get it off the two.
Mhm.
You need to get it off the two. And
Yep.
he didn't, and I was just like, and you hit the chips one time,
I hit
and
the
we had a.
puck. I hit the puck when they put it there just to
Yeah,
see if they
well,
figure it
yeah. Then,
out.
then you're like, yeah, we told them to move it, and then they moved it. But no, you hit the chips on the tip, and I was pissed. But luckily, it was a happy accident. Nothing happened. And
Yep.
I was like, guys. But no, they were great. They were very gracious. Palms was fantastic that night.
They were
It was
super
great
cool,
to,
right? And came
yeah,
around, met you, hooked it up. I know they did the same thing with
yeah,
Jokers Are Wild. Like really made him feel at home. Like welcome to the Palms.
yeah. Because you left it. He left up probably like 5,000. I left up 3, 4, whatever thousand. You were up like what 12, 10, 12.
Something like that. Yeah, definitely over
Yeah,
10,
yeah. We
12
were.
maybe, something like that. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
good.
and bumped Johnny because he wasn't betting. He was on the end. He thought we tapped out, dude. He missed that whole roll.
Yeah, I know. Poor Bump John.
Yeah,
Man, he like colored up. That's okay. He's cool like that.
no,
You
he
know?
is. He is. Yeah, he's a good dude.
I mean, I wish he was tracking your roll, but you had an epic roll, dude. It had to be in the 30s because it's you. I don't know. Somehow. Oh, there was a thing Carolina Reaper sent. I saw this in the chat. He said he's going imploding. Ed, tell him we don't use that term. I don't know what term we use. Carolina Reaper, put it in there.
Listen,
I
that's
would,
that's the term I use. Imploded.
yeah. Do you know Reaper? Reaper's great, man.
Yeah, yeah. I met Reaper. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
he's
guy.
great.
Super, super
Yeah,
nice guy.
yeah. All right. So that overall, I think, Jokers Are Wild. His wife and your wife were chatting it up for a long time. He was really
Mhm.
following my bets because I don't really know. I don't play crapless a lot. So I was really just aggressively working. It's the only time I'll work bets on a come out,
But
and
I'll tell
it
you
really
what,
paid off, dude. It paid off.
and it was smart on his part to press where you were pressing, because on a 30 roller he made out. You know, he definitely made out.
Yeah, especially working those come outs because you hit the 12, you hit midnight, you hit aces. I mean, you really had a great roll.
And that time, yeah, absolutely. And I started playing a modified 10 to on the come out. We're coming out hard,
Yeah.
hard, hard, and I do like being aggressive on the come out, because I have the bankroll for it. I have the balls for it, and I have confidence in myself to make up for it. So, hop in the reds, for quarters. And see, I played it different. I played it world
Yeah.
in the ace deuce. You play it a little different, but we're all gonna make money. And
Yep.
we're working the extremes at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you hit a craps number, the come out, you're making serious money. And even if you hit a seven and then you parlay it, it's we're looking at what? Yeah, from my perspective, I'm looking at like 500-600 bucks. Yours, you're looking at 1,200, I believe. You
If
factor
I
out.
Oh, if I hog it, if I do the
Yeah,
300,
right.
yeah, 1300, dude. I'm looking back
Yeah,
to back sevens pay me 1300. But I'll work. So I work the extremes at
me
hundreds
too.
on
Yeah,
crapless. So that's 400. So my only hedge on that is going to be a three-way, a three-way red for, I mean,
right.
it's close enough. I'll do it for 75, and then yeah, it's close enough for me. I mean, that'll pay 325. I can deal with that extra 75 bucks, you know,
Yeah,
that I
no, I get
lose
it.
if it happens. But it's worth it because I've always said I feel like those hits are so valuable. So and at that level, that's like if you hit aces or midnight, man, or maybe I'll just work three aces, midnight, ace deuce, whatever, for to cover the 300. I'll
Right.
work that. But those are big hits. That's 300
Well,
or 600 bucks. Hell
well,
yeah,
here's the
I'm gonna
thing.
work it.
That's why I like it more, obviously, for the crapless, because you don't lose. You don't have to play the crap. You know what I mean? You could
Yeah.
just play the sevens if you
Yeah.
know, theoretically. Think about it,
Yeah.
because you're not
Yeah.
hedging.
Yeah, you can. It's like a love hate thing. It sucks when you though down the road when you can't. Like the case in point, I won't jump ahead. When we went back and played crapless, if we were able to lay on that ATS, I mean, I personally left like $3,000 by not being able to have a lay there. That's a big deal, and so that's why I don't necessarily. We learned a lot. We learned about that
We
table, and
did.
then we learned about the other table, which is longer, which we're never going to play, but we'll
No,
get to that.
we'll get to that too. Yeah.
All right. So then we colored up. That was a great night. Super successful. It was nice taking some money from the Palms.
They were great. Yeah, that was great. And then they asked for like 50 forms of ID when you're cashing out like that. Jesus Christ. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they like pulled you aside. They like patted you
The
down and
fuck?
everything. Yeah.
No
Gave,
casino likes giving back money. Even Win of all places does not like it. If you have a marker, and I had like 5,000 marker, and I wanted to
gotcha. Yeah.
cash out like 2,000. And so I brought
Mm,
back, I mean, I had seven. So I brought them that, and they're like, yeah, well, we don't want to like cash these out. We want you to play them. It got into this whole weird thing. And they're like, well, since you're still on your trip. And I was like, fuck off. I'm like, cancel my trip, just pay me the money. Then just forget it.
right.
I'm leaving. I mean, it's weird how casinos, I guess, just don't want to pay you. Try cashing out 6,000 from Gold Coast. that's
Jesus.
that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, so they asked for the 50 forms of ID, and the girl, she was very nice. She was sweet, the cashier.
They're all nice
And I
there.
ti- yeah, and I tipped her, I think, I don't know if I had like 70 bucks, and I kept all the hundreds, and I tipped her the 70 or the 60 or whatever it was. And she would, like, her eyes lit up. She's like, "Oh my God, thank you. That was so generous of you." And I was like, "Oh," and I felt bad because like they must not get a lot of tips at the cashier
Well,
window.
I don't know how are you tipping during the and by the way, anyone in chat, I'm getting better at this whole show that I can still see the chat. If anyone's got a question, or Lipking or anything, I'll be able to bring that up. But how were you tipping during the hand? Because the dealers, it was great. I thought the dealers, I had never had, I don't think I ever had that crew. The stick person was a female, and she was great.
She was great because when I was on my heater, she didn't leave. Remember?
Yeah. She stayed. I remember, it was awesome.
This was the best part. She goes, she looked across to the dealer that was across from me, and she said, "How we doing?" And he goes, "Great." She's like, "I ain't leaving." And she stood there the whole time. There was zero rotation of dealers. They all stayed for that whole roll in their position.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's who it was. It was Alec, and he was great. Dude, they ended up in that time. I talked to him after, but they made like $2,500. Dude, that crew made $2,500 in tips from us.
So I'll say, so when I was done like tipping, they're green and reds because I started them off on because when I was rolling, I started on $2 a piece on each number. So I gave them $20 and they would press whatever. And then every time I'd hit, I'd give them another 10. And I'd say, press your dealer bets. And I kept pressing their bets and they're pressing their bets along with it. So by the time they had their bets, a lot of them $50-$60, I would say, on all the numbers across.
Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, dude, that's probably part of the reason why, they love me when I go in there. It's just true, probably because they know, okay, we have a shot. If this table is hot, we have a shot at making good money. And for that crew, because it's one of those places where they keep their tips. So they're motivated for good customer service. And by the way, just so people know, like how I now tip, I've changed how I tip. When I start my roll, I'll give them 32 or $35. I just hand it to them, and then that's it. Good luck. Don't bother me. Man your own bets. You're up across. You know what I mean? Or I'll get them up on if it's crapless, they're up on the repeaters first. I mean the extremes first. But that's how I do it. So there's no tipping in between, unless it's like for some reason I make some specific hard way, two-way hard way bet. But that's it. It's at the beginning and it's done so that they don't even. I'm not even thinking about tipping them. It's like, you can work your bets,
Yeah, and I think they were on they were on the ATS too. I think they were like 1-2-1 on the ATS. So they definitely they made out because what did they state that what they made that night is what they made, more than they made in like a week or two.
Oh yeah. Like even when Bump John went on that roll, they made like, I don't know how much, a few grand. That's like those are stories that they tell. So it's I don't know. It's a symbiotic relationship.
It is symbiotic.
Is it? I don't know. Dice grinders chiming in though. Yep.
They were so good and they were so appreciative, and you could feel that they wanted us to hit and win.
Hell yeah, man.
They genuinely did. And even the floor, the box person.
Dude, I think it was Ming. I think
Ming.
Dude, he should be like Ming the Merciless, from Flash
he was cool shit. He was cool.
His handle should be Ming the Merciless, dude.
He was stoic. He was like, he had that flat affect.
He was cool, man.
But he was
by
cool.
the way, you ever see that movie?
Flash Gordon? Oh, hell yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was, exactly. Dude, that was a great movie. I went to see that like a bunch of times in the theater. Remember when he was reaching his hand into that, like, whatever.
Into the hole, yeah.
Yeah, and he would like, that thing would like bite him. But yeah, Ming the Merciless. That was Max von Sydow for the random film fact. I don't know who played Flash Gordon. No idea.
Oh, yeah. He played for the Jets, though, remember?
He did? Oh, in the movie?
He was like, he played for the Jets. I forgot what position.
In real life?
No, in the movie. He played on the Jets.
I don't know who it was. Man.
Yeah, I remembered. Yeah.
I just remember, Max von Sydow. All right, so, dude, it was a success at Palms. All around. Amazing time.
Yes.
And the big part of that was a table selection. and where they put us, everything, the crew, those back tables are the best, man.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It was the crew. It was having it to ourselves because you were thankfully and very appreciative of you being able to raise the table limits to create a new ferret. I don't know if
Oh,
you wanted to
dude.
bring that out yet.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
We've,
yeah. The new
oh my God, we've
Bump John, that
created.
Bump John did. The Bump
Yeah.
John one.
Yeah, because when Bump John was there, yeah. Okay, so this is funny, and I had ETG. I said ETG. I said here's some new ferret species
Yeah.
were discovered. But dude, my alarm went off. You want to see this a little commercial I made
Yeah.
with ETG? Our first foray for is it foray? Is that into a little filmmaking. There'll be much more of this. Check this commercial out, dude. Hold on a second. I gotta find it and put it up here. Gonna start check this out.
Mi scusi, a cappuccino, a macchiato, espresso. If you want to support the show, there's a link below. If you can't right now, you're down on your luck, a like and subscribe goes a long way. Oh, what the f?
Oh, that is great. That is great. I love it. I love it.
So funny, right?
That is
my God. 'Cause
fantastic.
I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this, buy a coffee thing, do something. And then we just like,
That's
ETG. We're
brilliant.
just,
I like it. I like it.
I think we did that in 2
You're
takes.
evolving. You're
2
evolving.
takes.
You know what?
Good to have a
Yeah.
little commercial, man. I can't
Without a
always
doubt.
do the sad dogs, dude. Let me do the sad dogs. Yep.
Yeah. The pity.
That's for
the
Fuzzy.
pity.
Fuzzy likes that. We won't get flagged for that. Oh my God. So, all right.
Let's go.
Lipking.
Let's
What's
go.
commercial
Let's go
breaks
the
are
next.
over, dude.
Let's go the next night. That was the grand. That was the grand one where we all. This is how it happened. I went to the Cirque du Soleil, and Bump John went to go see No Doubt.
Oh
So
yeah, you
we're
guys
yeah
were out and about.
we're out and about. So we were supposed to meet up. I forgot what I think it was like 10:30 over at Paris. And I remember in like the group text you had with it was Bump John, you and I, and like we are heading over, and you're like, I'm here with the jacket. So I get there, Bump John and I probably get there around the same time. And freaking, you had your roles, of course. Again,
Yeah. So we met up at Paris, and of course, I got the table there. Mike, the floor guy, is amazing. We
Really?
wrote that whole table off at 100, dude. My first roll was in the 20s. Again, no one was there, although the jacket saw it. I was a number away from 18,000. I needed a 3, but I was shooting for 18,000. I nailed the tall, and I mean, it was such a good roll. I was up again, a few $1,000.
Speaking of that, since the raise up, you got to talk about the Bump John, the ferret, because you bumped up the table.
Oh
You gotta,
yeah,
yeah,
oh
we
yeah,
forgot to
dude.
say that.
Dude. Okay, so this is funny, dude. I got this little thing for it. So I was standing next to Bump John, and we're just talking. I'm like, dude, there should be a ferret for all the people that come up to the table when the limit's high and they can't play, because you hear it. Like they come up and they're like, fuck. So check this out. I haven't read this, but ETG loaded it up here, dude. Ferretus no, not that one. Hold
Not
on.
that one.
Ferretus prohibitus. Okay. Which is really funny, dude. And that's what we came up with for the forbidden ferret. All right. They're the ferrets that come up to the table, they see it, and then they just turn around and leave. So Bump John
Yeah.
came up with that. I thought that was pretty funny. Prohibitus. Ferretus prohibitus.
Prohibitus. That was fantastic because it happened all night. That was the best thing about it.
Yeah. I
'Cause
mean, it's
when you,
hilarious, dude.
it
Look at
is
that.
hilarious.
Look at that ferret just looking at it. Yeah.
They
And
would
they
come up to
always,
the table. Yeah, they would come to the table. They see it, yellow because it's
Mhm.
100. They're like, "Oh, fuck that." They walk away. And I was cracking up when you told me when Bump John came up with that ferret. It was the
Yeah.
best.
Well, dude, that's because
Was
there was that other guy. Can I just tell, can I just get to this other guy?
no,
Okay.
no, you can't get to him because that's the next night.
All right.
All
Okay.
right, no,
I
no, go ahead,
really want to.
segue in. Well, no, we'll
No, I
segue
just
into the
want
ferrets. Go ahead, go.
I want to
No, go ahead, go.
talk about this ferret. So the next night, because we've been talking about chair ferrets, okay? So this next night, I'm just going to tell this story.
Yeah, go
We're
ahead.
there, and I'm talking to Bump John right after the fucking that ferret that he came up with. I'm like, look at that fucking old guy sitting in the fucking chair. Like he's sitting in the fucking chair, and he was there for hours. He was there for
Yeah,
so long that my other friend from Minnesota that came in, I'm like, dude, just go
yeah.
stand on the hook. He's like, I can't. There's a chair there. And I'm like, with that guy. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's getting him like a massage.
Mus-
He got a massage. No kidding. This guy got a massage for hours.
It was easily 45 minutes
Dude,
because
he,
I kept looking over and that late she was still working on. I'm like, holy
he would
fucking
get up and
shit.
then roll. And then this guy, I looked at fucking Bump John. I'm like, dude, that guy looks like he's about to jizz in his pants. Like this
He
guy is not
was.
getting up. Like, where is the masseuse? The masseuse, you couldn't even see her. I guess she was like massaging his legs. And this is an
Like,
old
yeah.
guy. This is a fucking old guy. He should have just been like, yo, how much? And let's go up to the room because I was actually annoyed. But anyway,
He annoyed the
Ferretis.
shit out of me.
Oh,
He
he
did,
did?
and because he was getting massaged like this, right? So his arms back here like that. He just grabs his dice, and he's while he's getting a
Dude,
massage like simultaneously. And I'm like, look, and this is like what. Thank God, like for privacy. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Excuse my language. Forgive me. But I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, he really is
dude,
getting a
I had
full on massage,
I,
a rub and tug right at the
dude,
table.
he was getting a full-on massage. Like I'm telling you, I told Bump John, I'm like, he looks like he's gonna jizz in his pants. Where's
It
the
did.
lady? Where'd the lady? The lady's like under the table. Dude, Ferretus sedentarius ejaculus is that's the new variety, dude. All right. That is him,
Yes.
that guy. And he would just stay there. He stayed there the whole time. He would get up and roll. Yeah, I think he was still in the chair when he
No, he
rolled.
was sitting down rolling. He put his right hand out to roll while he was still getting a massage. He was three over from me. He was on my side.
But
And I'm listening to him like moan.
this guy annoyed me, man. He annoyed me because
Oh,
he was
he
taking
annoyed the
up.
fuck.
He took up another position for someone that wasn't even a shooter, but could have went in there, and that was just it was annoying. It is annoying, you know. I mean, I just have a thing against fucking chairs, and he brought that chair up there with him. They shouldn't have allowed
He
that. They
did.
should
He
not have
did.
allowed.
No,
It was
they shouldn't.
hours, dude. It was hours. He looked like he was gonna fucking jizz his pants.
And
Seriously.
then what pissed me off is like he made money off my roll because I was hitting hard fours on that table and hard eights. And like he played him pretty high, like he had quarters on and he kept fucking pressing them. And I was getting pissed that I was hitting him because he was making money because he wasn't taking it seriously and he was just that
No,
just
because
annoyed me.
dude, the sedentarius ejaculus, and I came up with that one all on my own. That came out of my brain. There was no help with that one. That was
Well,
just that's
then
gold.
next to you on your end was Ferretus Academicus, where he was teaching his girlfriend
This
how to
guy,
play, and he didn't. Yes,
the and the Ferretus academicus, that guy,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Where that
He-
ferret is somebody who doesn't know how to play craps, like like a Vegas mat, and they think the combat, and that's what they do. But he was
and they're
trying to teach his
educating
girlfriend how
people.
to play. Yeah, and they're educating people how to play, and that's the Ferretus Academicus. It's hilarious to watch. I was cracking up just listening to him, and I'm like, oh my god, please, please.
And no, Sam, man, you know what's funny is that we come up with these names. We do. We actually come up with these names,
Yeah,
and then I just said put those in, make a genus and species, and do something. So yeah, ETG did put them into
he did.
whatever his chat GPT is. But yeah, those names, well, I'm proud of coming up with those names, dude. Because
Oh,
I was like,
those are original. Those are us. Those are original by us.
Yeah, the one that Bump John came up with is good. The prohibitus,
fantastic.
you know. And then the ejaculus, dude. I'll never don't ever get a massage. You can get a massage at a poker table, no problem. I hate those guys, dude, that just get this massage and they get massages forever. I don't know, man. I just have a pretty picky about stuff like that. Should we go to the last fucking? Did we cover all the ferrets, dude?
No, we got to go to the 57 roller. We go that. We skipped it. We have to go to Saturday with the jacket was there. So I came in, and Jacket went on a freaking really good roll. He was probably in the high 20s.
Shout 30s. Out Jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacket is a great.
First time, nice guy.
I met Jacket, really great guy. His friends.
Dude, this is funny, dude. How about Ferretus don't give a fuckatus?
Yeah.
Fuckatus. Parsons bootlegger. Yep, that's your spirit animal, he says. That's awesome.
And so Jacket, I met him. Really cool guy, man. Jacket, if you're out there, you're listening. It was like I told you, it was a pleasure meeting you and your friends. Your friends were really gracious and good people.
And
they played right. They didn't know how to play. They stood out of the way, you know.
Yeah, and I even apologized to him. I'm like, listen, man, I got these 5 guys coming, you know, because he was with a whole crew, and I'm like, I got these 5 guys coming too, and so his whole crew couldn't play, you know.
Right.
But he understood, and I think his friends understood. But it was one of those situations where it's like I had it like lined up for him. I just couldn't line it up for everyone.
So after Jacket had a good roll, then we went on like a little slump. Like I was up like a couple grand off of his roll, and then we went on like a little dry spell, and then I was down, let's say,
dude,
probably like 2 grand.
John from Pro Craps was there, showed up.
Yeah, John showed up too. Yeah, John, another one, really nice guy. John it was great meeting you and talking to you and picking your brain. John's a really nice guy. If you guys get to meet him, definitely introduce yourself to him and try to link up with him.
Man, he was not on your roll too. That table got fucking cold from the time when I was up and Jacket had a good roll, and then it was fucking cold. And he was not on your roll. He was felted by that time. And that then sucked.
So then I went up and I'm like, you know what? I'm due because I just knew it. And you like, you know, you pass and you're like, go. And I was like, all right, I'm on. Let's go. Let's fucking get this.
I didn't have enough room where I was. That's why I was passing. Dude, it was too cramped for me.
Too crowded. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I set the set back to the 2-6-4-2. I found my landing zone was the 4 on the fire bet.
Dude, we're talking about the back table at Paris near Stadium Craps. That table, even though they refelted it, it's still great, awesome.
It was very fair table. So I'm like, all right, that was my point in the zone.
Is the table number,
and I think you had hundreds. You have hundreds on the ATS. Believe. I think I had 50s on them.
Nah, I think I had quarters again.
Quarters on them. And then you had the fire bet. I forgot to play because I'm not used to the fire bet back home.
You hit did you hit 4? You hit 4 to the fire. No, you had 4 to the fire.
4 to the fire, yeah.
4, 5, 6, 8. Because I was looking at it with John, and I'm like, God, I hope he fucking throws a 9 or a 10. I hope he throws a 10. Yeah. And then you threw a 10 because your 10 was the last point. I mean, for your 5th one that you didn't make, but still.
So that roll, so Jacket's the left of me. He's stick left too, and like I was in the zone, and I just when I was in double digits, like in probably like I don't know 12, 15. Like I don't count in my head. I just go and I just want numbers. And I was pressing. I was up there. Like I was crushing what 8s. I think what I hit 12. You have the sheet 12 8s or 14 8s or something.
Oh, I don't have the sheet. I don't know.
I remember Bump John. He did. He sent you the pictures of it.
Yeah, I just know that I started Lipking. I started that roll with like $200 that I was just going to bet on you. That was it. I was already like checked out. That was again, your last roll
again.
Again. And then you just lit it up, dude.
And I had and it was good to see because Jack, it doesn't, from when I took it, he doesn't press like we press, but I had my 8 up to 900. Then I went, and then because I heard him go to 720, I was like, yeah, Jack, there you go. You know what I mean? He was getting up there, and then I pushed it to 18, and I was hoping that's what Saturday. I'm like, I want to whack at 1800. And Bump John, I remember he told me after he had it up to like 900, and he reduced down, and then I kept hitting eights, and he was just like, but I get it. He started out and he made a few thousand on it. But that roll would definitely, I was in the zone. There was nothing that was breaking my concentration. Zero.
No, that was awesome. And shooting from stick left one on that table, that at that 4 fire bet spot is a perfect little target.
It is. And I knew when I threw with my 7, it sailed on me to the left, like towards where Jokers Are Wild was at the end.
Oh yeah,
and right when I threw it,
Jokers Are Wild was there too.
Yeah. So right when I saw it go left, it was over too. I missed it by a good mark, probably 5 inches, and I was like, "Please be a happy accident." When I saw the location, I was like, and then it came up.
Did you hit the ATS?
No, I there was one number. I think I hit. No, I hit did I hit the top? No, I didn't hit the top.
I know you hit one side. I know you hit one side.
I hit the small. I didn't hit the top because I needed the 10. No, I know I hit the 10. No, I need that for the point. I either hit the tall or small, one of the sides. Oh no, because we were gonna go. It was what number I told you? I said you didn't lay it, and you were like, no. Well, I forgot what number it was. I asked you, and you were like, no, I should have fucking laid it. You're all pissed.
No, no, man. I would always lay.
No. There was a time you didn't lay it. I remember because I asked you because I didn't lay it either.
No, dude, that was the next night.
Was it the next night?
Next night. Yeah, that was the next night when I rolled and I didn't lay it on. And I made 11,000 on my roll. Again, first roll at that table that we went to. Remember?
Yeah.
That was a first roll at that same table, and I needed the 6, and I didn't lay it because I was just greedy fuck.
Yeah. So that roll, we all cashed out. And, that was a great. We're all positive 2 nights in a row. Definitely in the thousands, which was great. And you can't ask better 2 nights. But then we went back over to the Palms. Remember,
dude, I was up over 22,000 at that point in 2 nights.
And this is where we made the mistake: was do not leave a hot table. Dude, we should have either we should have cashed out, went home, or we should have just stayed at the table because we started. It was figured out because Jacket was probably due for another one as well because he shot well. You were shooting well. I was shooting well, so there was no reason for us to leave. But I get it because one is you had to pretty much be seen to your hosts,
dude. Let me just say something. Shout out to ATX Vegas fan. Great dude. We learned a lot this weekend. I mean, not only for me, because I was testing out a lot of my just staying true to how I had been practicing and just being like, okay, I'm just going to stick with this. Has been working on my 60 days in jail, and I've been making a ton of money on the practice table. Let me do it live. And it was just not deviating from that. You know how sometimes you get out there and you're like, oh, you know what? Right. I'm gonna go full odds. And then you get out there and you're like, you know what I mean? It's like, instead of going full odds, you're like 1 or 2. And this time I just stayed true to it. So every time you were making points, dude, I was making fucking a lot of money on those. And every time I make a point, it was a lot. But here's the mistake. The mistake was I had reserved the table at Palms.
And I remember. Yeah,
you were the last roll at Paris. Who would guess that you were going to go on an absolute fucking heater? And So then we got delayed. And then I'm texting to the guy at Palms saying, sorry, we're going to be there. And they're like, the dealers are waiting here. Like they literally had a table for dealers that stayed there. They blocked off. So now I learned, I'm like, so it was putting me in a position like, well, I'm like getting a table. I can't just like, I should have just been like canceled it immediately and just been like, we're staying here instead of feeling like I had to meet an obligation. And then on top of that, they put us on the big long crapless table.
The shitty that table. We know right when I think who started. I don't know if it was you who started. I think it was you or Bump John. And I said, this table's bouncy. They're like, dude, it was bouncy. It was bouncy. I know. I think I went on like a little decent one, double digit. I think it was like 22 or something. And then after that, it was just. But we couldn't. It was
Lipking. There was a lot of learning that went on. That was a key. I think a lot of the mistakes that were made were not made at the table. They were made like on the outside of that table because betting wise, even though we had some lulls as far as like shooting, the mistakes were made were in table selections, and we'll get to the other mistake that was made at Paris. But leaving Paris when everyone was shooting great and we had the table, we had a really solid crew.
Perfect environment, everything you could ask for.
And then going because it was like, oh, I don't want to disappoint. You know, they're making a special. They're fulfilling a request.
No, and I get it. You got to remember, you've been down 60 days, so that's 60 days of no play there. You're not showing your face there. And for these hosts, in a business perspective, you kind of have to, because that's your home court for your casino tiers.
Dude, so true. Because I was talking to Dice Coach, and Dice Coach was like, well, why didn't you just leave? I'm like, it's not that easy. Like, I haven't been playing there. It's why Courtney, when he comes into town, I normally hook him up at Palms for like 7-8 days.
Right.
And I couldn't do that because got a new host. You can't just immediately ask, hey, I'm not playing there, but can I get a room for fucking 7 days? Like that's not going to happen. And that's not proper protocol anyway. And because you can't just do that. You just got to know when you can ask for stuff, when you can't,
I would say wasn't the wrong call at the time.
It was the wrong call. Absolutely.
This is where I'm torn with it, because I understand where you needed to go. You had to go there. Like if you were playing, then you could have told them, you know what, we're not going. But since you were off 60 days, you had an obligation to be there and roll more. You did. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, but we were smart enough to say, you know what, we'll call it quits. Took a little damage, but we won so much at Paris that it was a dent.
Yeah, I know, but still, that was a colossal mistake. Honestly, now looking back on it, like that'll never happen. It'll never happen. I won't worry about canceling. I'll cancel it immediately instead of like, the problem is that I kind of delayed it. I'm like, wait, we're on the way. And then,
because again, it took 5 hours to cash out because you're cashing out at like freaking,
Yeah. And so
crazy amount of money.
And that's when Wisco is like, in my opinion, you had to go. In some ways, it's like I felt like I had to go because of. Listen, you just can't abuse those. You can't abuse those privileges. How many people even have them that they can call up? I can text Paris and Palms and get a table.
Right.
And that's the thing, dude. It's like those things it's taken a long time to get that. The last thing you want to do is jeopardize that, because that would be a bad thing. I'm just not traveling in town. And I think Bo understood that when I told him, Bo, it's not that simple. Just leave. Well, that's not a good look. Then when I do need a table and want a table, I might not get it. They had a whole thing there. I should have fucking canceled it immediately is what I should have done. But hindsight is 2020. And then when we got there, it was like, fuck, we're on a big table on the crapless. Dumb, thinking that we're going to be on a good table. But that was those are my mistakes. Where I'm not detailed, not thinking it through. I should have thought it through. I should have clarified everything. But you live and learn. right?
Right. You got to remember, this is your first time out. Juices are flowing. There's adrenaline going. We're winning big. There's euphoria. Mm,
Dude, Jacket
Nice.
chiming in, man. Yeah, well, it was a night.
Well,
It was
that's
good
my that's
times, man. It was a good time. Isn't Jacket's like he's a smooth customer, isn't he? He's
he
like
is. He's fucking
smooth
he's
dude.
fucking he's Billy D Code 45, dude.
Dude,
He is
dude,
smooth.
Billy D. Williams. Okay, dude, you know what's a great movie? Nighthawks
Never
with
saw it.
Sylvester Stallone and Billy D. Williams, man. They were cops, and there was a guy named Hans Gruber. he was a terrorist in there. What a movie, man. Nighthawks.
But
Look it
listen,
up, man. Nighthawks. Dude, he was in the
you,
chat, man. Good evening from Mississippi.
now,
Sal
what you were
says,
talking about.
going to the Palms was the right call. Relationships are
All right.
built on trust.
This is going to make me, because you went on a rant, and I started thinking about this like after.
We had the
we
left
both-
side on
we-
lockdown. Look at this.
We did.
Scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Don't burn bridges. Yeah, I know. I should have
Exactly.
just I got out of it immediately. Live and learn.
No.
Live
Listen,
and learn.
So what people need to realize in the craps community is to appreciate how rare, and I'd say how valuable it is to be able to walk into the Palms, Ria, Paris, a prime gambling time on a prime night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and being able to go up to a pit boss or call over, text, and get a table reserved. And that
Sandman's right, by
and-
the way. Sorry.
and not only that, you have that authority or in that relationship to go in there and influence the table and establish the high limits, to brush off the ferrets,
Mhm.
and for other people to kind of play what's correlated to their budgets. And that level of exclusive access is something that just doesn't happen overnight. I'm going to give you your flowers on this through your
I'll
dedication.
take them. Thank you.
Through your dedication, the money, the time you've spent in each of these casinos is significant in the whole gambling, let's say, ecosystem. We'll say, for lack of a better term, or even if it is a good term, the private table, it creates such, it can't be replicated. It can't be replicated because of all the shit that's going around in a casino. So to have that, the experience is elevated at such a level where the camaraderie is even better. We're playing without any disruptions. The dealers are with us; they're on our side. Like this, the stage is set and designed for us to be successful. And even and for you to do that, it was lucky for you to do that with me because of my birthday and your coming out party. But
Yeah.
for you to do that every week is impossible. One, because of time management. You have, 3, 4 businesses. You have your personal life. You have casino tiers. You have all these other things going on, and I don't think it's fair for all of us to set the expectation that you're gonna go out and roll and do that, because I play high level, you play really high level, and there's financially it's not prudent. You can't do it. And for you in casino tiers, whether you like it or not, you're an ambassador to the game, a beacon for our craps community. And because of who you are, the relationships that you've built, and the access that you've created, is through your sacrifice and your in risking your financials. You know what I mean? So, for that reason, I believe that, like, the private table situations should be is at a premium. And
yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize because dude, it's nerve wracking playing at the levels I play. It is a lot to risk. So I risk a lot. That's why I kind of sometimes am not will not necessarily go out a lot because I've got to have the proper, situation. I only know one speed at this point, and that's what I want to play. But shout out ATS and shout out to Lipking for that. I'll thank you, Lipking, and then Yo ATS, and then Jack. Props to you 10 ton on having everything set up by far, man. Thank you, Jack. I'll take that all day. Dude, John from Pro Craps. Palms was absolutely the right move. Playing the long game is smart, dude. Yes,
exactly.
It was. I could have got out of it earlier, live and learn. Let's see. Lip King, anytime you want to meet up again, it was a pleasure meeting you. For sure, have a drink with you. My hat's off to you. Jacket, yeah.
Yeah,
got to come out
anytime,
here more,
brother.
Jacket. He's got a great toss, man.
He does.
Yeah.
So saying that, funny, but getting a private table back home, you got to remember it's going to cost you $5 to $10K a person, and you need an 8 to 10 minimum.
Well, yeah. And dude, when you were you opened my eyes though, Lip King.
I took you, man. When I tell you, man, I said, listen, this is what you do. I said, you got because it was at the end of the roll. I'll tell the story. So it was at the end of the roll. I asked, was it Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Mike, what's
great.
I'm like, what? Yeah, Mike. I'm like, Mike, what's my average? What's my Theo? He's like, it was 1450. And I'm like, all right. And you were like, what's mine? And he was like yours was like over 3K.
Over 3,400.
Over 3,400. So I remember, and I told you, I said, listen, you take your big dick, you put it on that table, and you tell them what you want because they want play there. And they'll do whatever means necessary to make sure that we play. Because at a $15 table, you have 10 guys betting 66 inside, let's say. Just put that out there. So you have 10 guys, 66, $660 out there. I have an average bet of 1450. You have one of 3,500. Who are they going to cater to be honest? And you know what? And Jokers Are Wild, Steve, he bets up there too. He's starting out at 220 and he's pressing and he was following your suit. So, his numbers were getting up there. Mm-hmm. So they want us. There's no doubt about it. And that was good. They'll cater to it.
And yeah, so I think that's why I'll just be more conscious of this next time, especially moving. And we made a mistake at Palms. At Paris the next night because we went back to that table and it wasn't open. And then we played at the.
Oh, we played where the guy was getting ejaculated on. That was annoying. We were buying our time,
Yeah.
And then I had the Asian lady. She was very sweet. This is the ferretus, the other ferrets. The ferretus fortuitous came out.
No, not this one. No. Where is this guy? This one. No. This one.
No.
This one. I don't have it, dude.
The ferretus. Remember the fortuitous?
Yeah.
Because they knew that when they knew that we were setters, they went all in. Yeah. All in on us, and I started laughing.
I like that one. Ferretus,
the ferretus fortuitous. So she was next to me, and she was nice. But then her husband comes over, and this is what I told you, I wasn't expecting this. So this tall Asian man comes over. He was 6'3", and he came out with the most deep Southern accent, and I wasn't expecting. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. He had that Southern twang going. And he was bullshit. I hear him talking to his wife about,
So that table was tough, dude. That table annoyed the fuck out of me, man.
It did.
That table was fucking brutal, and it was just brutal because we got there too late, and we were the main table that we could have closed off wasn't open until later. But dude, listen, can I bring in fucking Huggy Bear?
Bring in Hugs.
Dude, Huggy Bear's been sitting in the green room, man. I'm afraid he's going to leave. Let me bring him in, all right?
Get him in. Bring him in.
What's going on?
Mr. Huggy Bear.
There he is. What's up, Huggy?
Right here.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, I got some for Lip King, too. You see this?
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude. The jacket. Yeah, the hunted vest. Yes.
Oh, dude.
I wear something up special for you today.
Appreciate it. Look at that.
Oh, dude. Yeah. That's
Hey.
epic.
Even threw some dice in the pockets for you.
Oh, I'm loaded. I'm loaded. Locked and
man.
loaded.
I didn't think they liked the shotgun shells in there, so I put some dice in there for you.
Oh man. Huggy
Much
Bear,
appreciated.
that's epic, dude. That is epic. That's a beautiful vest, man.
Yeah, it's my old school small game vest back in the day when I used to wander the woods with my 22.
Wait, okay, so Huggy Bear, you are obviously with the Michigan State hat on, and would you call us? Are we your main rivals, or do you have another rival like we have Ohio State?
I would say definitely Michigan is State's primary rival.
Yeah, number one rival. Yeah,
And then every other team that's playing Michigan, we're for.
Oh man, you just fucking hate the Wolverines.
Hey, I hate Ohio State, but when they play Michigan, I hope they win.
Yeah, that's funny, man. So, okay, so Huggy Bear, where exactly are you living in Michigan?
So I'm actually north of Ann Arbor. So I'm in Brighton.
So dude, you're right there at the 14. You're only 20 minutes.
I'm basically at 23 and 96. So yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I used to work in Ann Arbor too, so I spent 6 years down there dealing with all that. So that was fun.
I mean, Ann Arbor's that's a great town.
Yeah,
man.
hey, it was a great time, great place to work. You know,
yeah. If
met
there
a lot
was
of good
another,
people there
if there was another Ann Arbor, we would be taken off the list of most racist states. You know, because it really did.
I just listened to the podcast today about that. I had a chuckle,
it's funny, right?
If Kentucky, and I was like, you know what? I said it's interesting you call that, because where I grew up it's now called Commerce Township, or used to be Union Lake, and then we had Walled Lake, which they call Waltucky.
Yeah.
So my understanding on that is when all the automotive manufacturers started up, all the people from the South, like Kentucky and Tennessee, came up, and I think that's how they kind of
Oh, that's how it came
area.
up. No, that's interesting, dude. That's interesting. Yeah. Anytime you go outside of Ann Arbor, it's basically country, pretty much. It is. It's for being a northernmost state. It is. Yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like where I'm at, I back up to state land here, so it's like, but I'm in Brighton. I'm just on the outside of the area, so it's it's rural but suburb.
Yeah. So, Huggy Bear, thank you for jumping on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's get a little background on you, Huggy Bear.
Where would you like me to start?
Question: how did you get a Michigan grad off your porch for the pizza? That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny, dude. Ann Arbor was a cool town, dude. No regrets.
I had a lot of fun there. I can't lie. It was enjoyable, and I still like going back there. They got some good breweries, and if you could put up with some of the people are, a little tough to deal with, but for the most part, they're all
Okay, so dude, when have you? I mean, because we've talked a lot about. He's gonna come back. Oh, okay. Listen, I'm going to remove him right now. Okay, cool, man. Get you a little more FaceTime since Lipking's coming back. He's going to be like, where'd I go? Okay, there he is. There he is.
So I guess where my beginning started was kind of back, a ways back now, I guess. But
how many years?
So, obviously in Michigan, we didn't have casinos for a while, so we would always play street craps, or whatever. So I ran into a few guys I used to work with. They lived outside of downtown, Detroit area. So we were always playing like street dice, I guess, And then
were you really playing street dice?
Needless to say, my mother wasn't too happy that I was traveling
like
to
on
Detroit
the street
when I was younger.
Like on the street, like in the alley, up against the curb.
Kind of like, well, sometimes there, or on the, or in someone's house usually.
Yeah, that's pretty badass, dude.
That was my introduction to it, and then of course, I was kind of a broke kid, so we didn't have a whole lot to really, we were only throwing dollars out or whatever. So got introduced there, and then a friend of mine who used to, used to run a paintball store up here, and back in the day we used to play paintball all the time, and he got into when the internet stuff kind of came about, he got into a telecommunications type of deal. And for whatever reason, he ended up, I don't know if he built a craps table or somehow he had it one time. And we used to go over there and play with that. And, he kind of run us through the game and, just kind of, that was the base introduction. And it was fun. I enjoyed it, but never really had the money to play, to where I could spend.
Huggy, at what point did you get that bug? When you're like, this is it. I love this.
I don't know. When we emptied the bank on his table the one night, that was pretty good. I mean, that was just goofing around, as kids, just having fun with it. But you could see kind of like, man, you could make some money at this. Obviously, you could lose money too, but so that kind of got me the itch a little bit. And then when they started bringing the casinos to Detroit, I think in 2001 or something like that, we'd go down there and I just played roulette. We played one side of the left or right of the zero, just kind of goof around, throw a couple $100 at it, just kind of that was it. And then, obviously to me, craps was it's an intimidating game, if you don't, especially if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You walk up there and like you said, like I tell people now, they ask me about it, they're like what, what's this about? I'm like, well, it's a simplistic game, but it's very complex. There are so many ways to play it, and just you really got to dive into it. So then, obviously I found a career, started working, making some money, and then now I'm in a situation where I'm like, well, I might as well enjoy some of my money and do a little traveling and have fun. So a couple of years back, I don't know how, probably around the COVID time, everyone started, all these casino videos started popping out and all that. Yeah. And, I found Casino Quest and a couple places there and Hawaii Crap Shooters and a few other people. And I think it was probably 2024 is when I first really kind of started to give it a go, started learning about it, kind of really taking a deep dive into it and understanding the game and the bets and the payouts and kind of getting all that lined up. So I wasn't acting a fool when I got to the table,
Did you work with that time? Did you start with heavy or,
No. So believe it or not, when I first started, I was just kind of like playing around the bubbles craps. Just kind of, I'd go downtown, sit on the bubble craps machine, just kind of play a couple of whaling systems, maybe like that. I think the 6, 7, 8, laddering up, laddering down. Yeah, I made some money on that, doing stuff like that. Just kind of seeing how the game played a little bit and trying to understand some of the bets, and just was kind of nervous, I guess, more so intimidated really kind of, because Detroit's a little different game downtown. It's, there's a lot of, I guess, I don't know. To me, it's very chaotic. Like there's a lot of people there, and there's everyone's got their own little swag of what they're doing and how they're throwing the dice. And it's some crazy stuff down there. It's pretty fun, but it's also too, it's kind of like for a newcomer, it's kind of like, I don't know. I think I've told Tent on this before. It's like, I kind of like going down there. I equate, it's like, there's a lot of people there that probably shouldn't be there gambling, whereas like when we go to Vegas, it's like, oh, it's so much fun. Everyone's having a good time. We're here to spend money. We're on vacation, whatever. So the vibe is a lot different.
Dude, I'm going to chime in there, man. For are you talking about MGM?
Usually I've gone to MGM a few times, but I usually go to Motor City.
Okay.
That's kind of where I've been heading out.
Yeah. So let me tell you about that. My experience there. I've mentioned it on the podcast, but you're the first person from Detroit that we're talking to. I went there. And I was back in Ann Arbor. It was one of the first times, and I've been there in years. I was stoked. I went to stay at the MGM casino in Detroit, specifically to play craps, right? Yeah. What a fucking bummer, man. That was one of the bigger bummers that I remember. And it was talk about so deflating. Going down to those tables, they were packed. And exactly what you said, the vibe was so depressing. It was like such a depressing bummer. Everyone was there. It's like, I felt like they were angry. It was like their last money. Like it is so not Vegas. It was
right. Oh yeah.
It was, I didn't even want to play. I did not even want to play. And I'm like, I'm never going to shoot. And it was just, It was just a really like, there was literally a dark cloud, and that casino has got like dark vibes in it. To me, it's dark and it's got dark vibes, and the people just looked fucking angry.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like, because there's the 3 right there. We got Motor City, which is I call a tribal casino. I don't know what they consider it anymore. They've probably been sold off to whatever company does now.
Yeah.
And
shout out, Brian.
And then we got MGM, obviously the property is MGM property. And
that's
then we have
the one,
Hollywood, yeah, Hollywood Casino, which was called Greektown. Now it's Hollywood Greektown, which is a Penn property that has the M out there in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yep,
Penn.
Yep. So it's funny because, like, out of all of them, I don't know why Motor City's like, so it's the old Wonder Bread factory, believe it or not, is where it's at right now.
Oh,
so
cool, man.
They transformed that Wonder Bread factory into the casino. So it's got 2 floors, nothing crazy, but it's a nice little place. It's not, and I think it's non-smoking as well. So that's kind of a plus for me.
Right.
Whereas like MGM is also non-smoking, but the Hollywood Casino is a smoking casino. So it's, you go there, it's like,
is Wonder Bread still around?
They sell it somewhere. I don't know where they make it, but it's not downtown. But yeah, it's still around.
PBJs on that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so those 3 casinos, like, I liked MGM because it seemed more like a to me like a
proper casino.
Proper casino, hot collar ceilings. You know, they got a lot of, like, when I went there and looked, they had a lot of crap tables there. However, generally when I was there, and then it's usually like I'll go down after work, maybe 5 or 6, 7 o'clock in the afternoon, get down there, and usually most times I've been there, they've got like 2 tables open, but they have some other tables there, but maybe they're open on the weekends. But you know, I'm trying to stay away from that place on the weekend because it's just going to be a madhouse anyways with everyone that's there. But so I try to get down there sometimes after work, and I haven't really had to shoot too much there yet. I've been trying to get down there, but life's been a little bit busy lately. So
how many tables do they have?
What's that?
How many tables do they have over there now?
So at Motor City, they usually have, they're pretty busy there. They've got 1 14-foot crapless.
Oh man, I didn't even see that.
I want to say they have 4 other tables. I want to say one's a 12-foot crapless and the rest are 3 standard craps tables. So they have 5 altogether, and then like a handful of bubble craps and stuff.
Yeah, shout out JJ and Old Bay Craps, who just chiming in. Thanks for joining. Hey, and anyone that's played, I'd be curious to know if anyone's ever played any of these casinos that Huggy Bear is talking about. It's you don't hear about a lot of, you don't hear a lot of. I mean, you're the only person from Michigan, really. I think Double Up though, for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like
I did run into another gentleman. He goes by Go Flyers. He had, I think, like way back when in one of the earlier podcasts.
Go Flyers is out there?
Believe it or not. Yeah, he's downriver, I think. So him and I met up over in Windsor one day. I called him up. And, I met him on, or I remember hearing one of the podcasts. He called in or did something. You mentioned it. And then I saw somehow I linked back up with him. Yeah. And I found him at Heavy's Access Power Craps forum. So I just DM'd him there and said, hey, are you the same person that called into this Casino Tears podcast? Are you still in Michigan, or, do you play? Where do you go? So him and I, we've only met up one time, but we got to play over at Windsor, which is
because H2O guy.
Yep.
H2O guy will go there too.
Yeah, I met up with him a few times over there so far. We haven't really, and we had some couple rolls, but nothing to really write home about, right?
Man, it sucks. It sucks playing in other cities. I don't care, man. Yeah. Coming out to Vegas, right? It's so great because you can just go to so many tables and just sort it out. It's really great. Huggy Bear, when did you start taking lessons then? And who did you first take a lesson from?
So the first person I actually did anything with was Ronnie from CQ. So that was when they were, So actually, how I found out about Casino Tears was I was watching Jeff from Dice Setters, your buddy. Oh
my God, Jeff from hey everybody, it's Jeff from Dice
So
Setters.
I was actually flying into Vegas. It was the week before Heavy's 70, was it 70 or 75th birthday? I don't know. It was a couple years back. So it was the week, like we showed up a couple days before. I was leaving like the day that he was showing up there. But I messaged Jeff, and because I just bought my table from the Mirage that I got from a guy in Indiana. So I'm like, hey,
nice.
where can I get some
12-foot table?
Yeah, 12-footer. Yep.
Sweet, dude.
So I was like, where can I get some? Where are you getting your dice from? Because all I've got is the canceled casino dice, which got like in Windsor they drill a hole straight through the die, so those aren't good.
Man,
I'm like
stepping your game up, Huggy Bear, right?
So,
and then the real dice.
Yep. So he pointed me to you, and then I think I submitted. Like I was just landing on it. Like I landed in the tarmac there in Harry Reid and got a message back from Jeff. I'm like, oh, here. So I pre-ordered the dice from you, and I think you emailed me or something, and we were talking kind of back and forth, and I'm like, I didn't realize you actually work for a living, so I didn't know what was going on. So you're like, oh, I usually go out later at night, and I was there with my mom and my sister. So I decided to meet up with Ronnie just to see, because I just got the table like 2 weeks before I went to Vegas. So I was like, all right.
Oh, nice.
Done all the research. I ran in, watched a lot of Ed's videos, kind of saw how what he was doing, and then I got that John Patrick's book, So You Want to Be a Gambler, Craps, or whatever it was, So I was reading that, trying to get an understanding of the game, and I'm like, I just want to make sure, like, what the hell am I doing when I'm trying to throw these dice? I just got this table, I'm making this investment myself, and I was there, I'm like, so I looked initially, I saw Bo's site, dicecoach.com, and I was like, I don't know, I want, maybe I'll just go.
Welcome to the 80s.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say.
I saw his videos. I'm like, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, I'll go with the newer style internet savvy guys here with the CQ guys. So I met up with Ronnie, and I spent an hour with him, and he got me kind of like doing like a little par toss type of deal, and kind of got me the pendulum swing, and like, okay, no big deal. Just so I knew what I was doing. And then I started playing. At that weekend when I was there, I played I didn't get on the tables, but I did do the stadium craps, so I could throw at least kind of throw them there. And actually had some pretty good rolls at Paris on their little stadium craps there. And then just kind of that was my first foray into the learning or getting taught by people.
So it was Ronnie, and I just talked to Ronnie actually 2 days ago. Maybe it was yesterday. 2 days ago. Ronnie's awesome. He's going to be on the show. He's a really nice guy. He's getting some dice. He needs some dice. So he's getting some dice. And by the way, in the chat, casting TV 777, 10 ton, the dark vibe is a real thing. I left the table, went to the bathroom, and a ghost walked by me. There's a room that's 666. When we checked out, the cleaning lady started yelling, "What room did you come from?" After 3 times I yelled back 666. Weird. Yeah. So man, that's weird. I would not want to stay in a room that was 666.
Hell no.
Yeah. And I think it was double up. It was when I was out in Vegas last couple weeks ago.
He was just here.
Yeah. He was in Detroit. So I was like, I think it was double up that someone messaged something in their chat.
Yeah.
And so I missed him there, but so that's where I kind of got started. And then I was like, all right, well, let me see what the hell I can do. And I didn't know anything really much at that time when I got home from playing my first trip to Vegas. I had not been to Vegas in I couldn't even tell you 10, 15 years prior before that. Me and my buddy, I think we spent more money at the strip joint and drinking than we did gambling the last time I was there. So we were just out having a good old time, And then, so this time I'm like, well, I don't generally, I won't say generally. Generally, I try not to drink if I'm gambling. So I try not to.
Right.
That's especially if I'm putting my money on the table, I'm definitely not.
I'm proud of you, man. That's coming from Michigan. Good job. Lipking, do you drink when you play?
It's tough. What's that?
Water or diet sodas.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
Man, this
so
is
generally
professional.
Yeah, if I'm playing craps, I'm definitely not drinking because obviously I don't feel I can control my swing. Like it's already hard enough. Consistency is a thing right now I'm working on, getting everything down pat. So I try not to drink. That's my biggest thing. Like if I'm feeling sitting at a video poker machine, that's a whole different ball game. But
see, I don't because it will take my focus. I'll fucking unload
Yeah.
the clip. You know what I mean? My bad, my
Yeah.
out of control. It
You lose
would.
your
I already. So I'll control myself. I won't drink because I don't even want to open up that pathway because it's
Right.
it's going to be like that comment state. It'll be 666 all day.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I know you
want
kind of you get loose, you know, and then like, what the hell? What's another couple hundred?
Yeah.
Throw it at it. See what happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
But,
and it just
so it was
Pepsi. It's Pepsi and Pop Rocks. You don't want that combination.
right. Yeah, that's usually like, and I think I talked to you. So going from Ronnie, so the next time I get together is with you guys at the very first March in 2025.
Yep.
And like I didn't know, like I was just like I had no idea what I was even looking for, to be quite honest. Like I was like I didn't know what to expect. I didn't probably wasn't the best like for me it probably like I probably should have started somewhere a little more basic, I think. You know, to start. But I was like, you know what? I want to go there, meet Ed, make sure that what the hell am I doing? Is it what I'm doing actually working? Or am I totally off base on how I'm trying to practice my throw and, you know, using, you know, kind of because I was based off of his, you know, kind of off of his videos.
Yeah.
I started watching him talking about the dice control and, you know, when Jeff was talking about it, then I started looking into Ed stuff and watch a lot of his stuff and just kind of wanted to, you know, obviously get an understanding of what am I doing and am I doing it the correct way?
You've been, and just from knowing you and talking to you, because I've had these conversations with you where you've been focused so much so on this like rabbit hole into Bone Tracker, which I was like, and I've always said, dude, no, you're like, you've gone so deep into Bone Tracker and feeling like you're going to find the answers on your table from Bone Tracker. And not that you won't,
right?
But I was like always suggesting to you, well, that's a good sort of barometer, but it's really going to matter. Like, you know, just take the basics from that and you have to apply them to what happens at the table when you're actually shooting, and don't take that as gospel. Like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm doing this at my table or not rolling well. So it's going to translate over into what's going to happen in Vegas. And that's never the case. You almost have to, you know, I think practicing at home just gives you a baseline of hopefully what you can mimic if you're lucky at a table in Vegas or identify it. And then at least you have like a starting point. Okay, I kind of know what's going to happen and it's not going to be insane. And based off of whatever set you're using, but you are so caught up, I feel like fixated on your dice sets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you are, that's like way down the road to get fucked up in your brain.
Well, and that's, I think that's kind of what got me, like, obviously. So after our March class, I went home and practiced and I got really like, I don't know what was going on, but I know like, according to the Bone Tracker chi-score or whatever, I was like a 0.0086, which to me, I was like, all right, I got this shit figured out. No problem.
Yeah.
And then that's when I came out and met up with you and Jay Bird back a year ago.
Oh yeah, we had a good rolls.
Yeah, that was when our good buddy the Poker Ferret showed up and fucked up everything.
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot. Before we even had
the greatest roller ever. Remember that? And he dropped $5,000 in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I got into it again at that same table that we're talking. Dude, he was over where Ejaculus was. That there was a Poker Ferret. This is the same time that he had seen. Yeah, dude, it was the same year. And dude, oh my God, that table for some reason. Oh no, my God, it's all coming together now. Listen, that table, it's like a beacon for it, like because the $50 ferret originated at that. Maybe they spawn there.
You know what it is?
Like a video game. They spawn at that table.
It's in a main walk. Remember, because remember the kids that were on the
in the scooters.
The scooters
wiped out. Yeah,
wiped out, racing around. 3 kids on a scooter.
But listen, man, I honestly think that maybe that table is like a spawning area, like a video game where they pop back to life.
They drop out of Gordon Ramsay's steakhouse there, and they pop out the table.
Sedentarius ejaculus ferret is there. the $50 ferret was there, and then that poker ferret who I got into with all of them. Those two guys specifically at that table in the same side, which is nuts.
Right.
That's a spawning ground, dude. Yeah. Oh my God.
I was going to ask you. So the original ferret, the original ferret at Paris, was that I don't know if you recall. Remember that one? There's a black gentleman sitting on the hook where you were shooting it. Not that same guy?
No. There's another crazy guy that's over there with the sevens. That got like,
that's what I was saying. He was over. Do you remember that night? He was over there twitching in the corner.
Yeah. Oh my God. I got to think of a name for this guy. Dude, Lipking, I'm telling you, this is it. That table spawns ferrets from like other like dimensions. They just pop up there like it's a video game.
And then the guy on the scooter with the dreadlocks, that same weekend we were there, that guy ruined
it was on that table, that other table opposite the good one that you were at with Mike. It's that other table in the back. That's where the OG original ferret like spawned. And that's where he was. He was there when Mr. Pressett was there. That's when the OG ferret was. He goes to Palms. Somehow he ends up at Palms. I've seen him.
He's got an underground tunnel.
Funny. Yeah, it could be. All right. So anyway, this is a discovery, man. Okay, so yes, we were at that table. And you lit it up. Huggy Bear, Jaybird lit it up. It was a great night.
We were having a good, like me and Jaybird, we were having a rough. Before you got there, I think we had started over at Link and we're trying to do O'Shea's or something like that. Then we ended up making our way back there, and you had to go somewhere else. So Jaybird and I got on there and just kind of were middling around a little bit. And then I think we finally got back to even a little bit over that first night. But yeah, that was so, that was kind of like my first experience after, like, that was like one of my because I went home and just practiced and dove right into it and like, kind of got on a good set. And then obviously when I got home, things changed. So, it was one of those things. And then I kind of got in my head, like you said, I kind of get too rigid where I need to be more fluid and kind of like, all right, just keep, play with the table's given me and don't be so like, why isn't this working? It was just working last month. So that's kind of one thing I've really been working on now is just, all right, rolling with the punches, I guess, is kind of how I say it. It's just kind of being, all right, well, this isn't working, try a different. And, now because I have been going through Bone Tracker and kind of doing a lot of sets, I've kind of settled on one, which I've done pretty decent with. The last couple trips out, I've hit the all, so I can't complain about that. So it's just another, it's a 3V, but just the way my tendencies are, it seems to have been playing out pretty good for us.
I think it's good to know a set, like really stick with a set. My brain can't work with all the complexities of Bone Tracker. I have to think like really basic, like caveman style with set. So I just know the couple dice sets and I just know them. And I just know what I hope it's going to give me what I want it to give me. And then I kind of adjust. I limit the possibilities.
Tenton, like you said, it's good for, a benchmark or a baseline set. But how I explained it in, what happened at the Palms, and if you don't know your sets in the rotations and what numbers you're getting and why you're getting it and how to change from that, then you're gonna be fucked. You have to understand,
dude. Lipking. So X-Man, who's in the chat, he was here late night, right? One night he called up and he's like, yeah, I'm in town. X-Man, I wish you could jump on the show right now. He was like, let me know if you want to. But he was like, it was late too. It was like, I think it was maybe last Thursday after the show. I had made a steak and I'm like, sure, come over. And so he was throwing dice for a while I was eating, right? And so then I went over and joined him and I was watching and betting. And I'm like, dude, why? I think I said literally, like, why are you changing your set? Like, I feel like, why are you changing your set after he was like, well, I'm playing the come out and everyone thinks they should change their set. I don't. I only change sets like on a point, when I need something. And I just don't like it. I feel like if it's working, maybe I'm just not that good enough. I just like play this set and roll with it. And I'm like, why don't you just stick with this set and then just go with it? And then he just kept pegging inside numbers. And then he all of a sudden he went, let me bet your hand. And he had a great roll. Then he left and he ended up doing well, I'm pretty sure, afterwards. But sometimes I feel like, I don't know if you should just be, I feel like you have to be someone like Ed, or really practiced. I mean, that's someone who's got so many hours. I'm never going to have that many hours of practice. Whereas like, that's why I feel like I'm not good enough to just go, I'm going to change my set right after I establish a point. Fuck that. I'm just going to keep shooting, and then I'll change it if I need to, if it's not working.
Yeah. And that was one thing I found too, is like, I know we've discussed this before, but it's like just being too rigid, and just trying to be, I'm almost like laser focused. Well, why isn't this working? This is the way it should be going. And so that was one thing I've kind of come to terms with it. I got to be, all right, you got to just let it go, get out of your head about it. And then, all summer I was chasing and couldn't find, it was like, what the hell did I do to my throw that was so great in June? But then when I got back out, I just couldn't do nothing, So then I went and saw a dice coach when I was out there in September, end of August, September last year. And, I was just having my velocity. He's like, your velocity, you got too much velocity going to the back wall. Like, you got to slow it down. I'm like, well, how the hell can I slow this down? I can't, because I'm like,
dude, like a JJ McCarthy pass. That's his problem.
Yeah. So I was like, and then like, well, you got to keep it lower. And then I'm like, well, I can't keep it lower. I got to keep it lower. I got to, kind of like burn it down there, like a worm burner or whatever. And so I was just kind of all over the map. And then I finally said, all right, screw it. Let's go back to basics. Straight arm, changed my landing zone, just kind of messed with it a little bit. And I finally started to get it come back in December. And that's where when I came out, I met JJ out there, and him and I ran around and had a good old time. And then, so the next training we had was the last March, when I was back out there for the last experience at your place there. So
that's when you, well, not Huggy Bear was full back in the waitress.
Yeah, you might have seen me after a few beers after the hockey game, so it's a little amped up. That guy was trying to buy in, and I was like, "You're not having it. We're not having it. Get out of here."
Dude, shout out Ripper, and shout out BRB.
Yeah, it was JJ, Jaybird, and myself, and we were having really good rolls there. And I saw you out of my peripheral. You were blocking the waitress. You're doing everything. And thank you for that.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. So, I have a few beers. I got to stay out of the tables.
Huggy, hey, did you see BRB's little fucking handle? Like his image there? Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Dude, that's awesome, man. Hey, so hey, listen, man. I think, again, I'm not so practiced like Ed or any of these guys, or the guys that are reading dice. I feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Yeah. It just keep it going. Yeah. And that's how I approach it. It's like, if it's not working and I'm getting a lot of sevens, which I don't mind getting sevens. If I get multiple sevens, I'm happy. So it's like how I'm playing right now. It doesn't matter. I'm like, it's awesome to get all those different numbers, but I feel like I'm only going to change it if it's not working. I'm not worried about why. I'm like, all right, I need to change something. That's more the takeaway versus going, oh, I need to get into the 2V here because of this. I don't know. I just approach it a little more simply.
Well, see, I think it's wrong. I think you need to know the why, because how can you correct?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, okay, to explain, like, what do you mean? Oh, one of my dice is off axis. I mean, that's the basic shit that you need to know, right?
No, the sevens we're talking about. I know you want the sevens on the come out. Like, I have a set that I feel like it's horns or sevens. Like that 6-5 5-6. I'm getting horns or sevens. And I like that on the come out, especially with I'm playing the sevens in the horns. But if you gotta know where your sevens are and why you're getting them, and adjust the course.
there are times when I won't really be. Every now and then, I guess I just am more of a field player. Sometimes I'll just be switching my sets to like, okay, this is my 4-10 set. This is my inside set. But usually that's more not normal for me. Usually I'll stick with a set, and my main set is a 5-6-6-5. I kind of know what I'm going to get with it.
Oh,
and
all right, 10, because I saw you load up like $500 on it, so I had to jump on it for 50. And when I saw you load, you hit it. You did.
I put $500 on that because I know I'm going to throw a hard 10 with that set. And I didn't bet any other hard ways, right?
No,
just 500.
When you said go to 500, that's when I threw 50.
I didn't say go to 500. I just put 500 straight up on it.
All right. I saw the pile of black chips and I was like, all right, I'm jumping on that.
Yeah. And I hit it.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Yep. So I don't know. Maybe again, it's a very simplistic way to maybe think. I'm not like, I would never be the guy that would ever say, hey, I'm going to analyze your dice set or anything like that. No, I'd analyze your betting. That's for sure, but not that area of the game. There are much smarter people out here to do that. And there's guys that are really talented outside of Ed and Bo. Like there's guys like Moonshine, who I think have really great skill at that, like immediately processing, where they're just like, yeah, you're doing this, this, and this. It's like having a third base coach there for your sets. But for the most part, I just kind of stick with a basic simpleton strategy. And unless I'm throwing sevens, I'm not changing. I'm going to go for it.
Huggy, I got a question for you so that you can address, people that are watching and that haven't taken, the CT experience. If you can explain what was beneficial from you, what have you extrapolated out of it and put into your game now?
So I've just from the first time I took it, I took a lot of Bo's cues because I was getting burned on randoms, right? So one thing I definitely do is, and lessons learned through life, right? By every time I've gone out and I try to start betting on random, just trying to maybe just a 6 and 8 and just kind of get bled out, So a lot lately now I've really, like Bo's one hit. All right, let them come out one roll after setting the point, see what happens. That saved me tons, just missing one roll, essentially a lot of that. A lot of the stuff I took from Ed was more so the setup and the procedures. Like, all right, because when I was doing it, I was kind of like, all right, when I'm laying against the rail or what am I doing? He had me pull myself in and kind of lock into the rail and kind of, because that's one thing I really focused on the last time.
Technical.
What's that?
Being more technical.
Yes. Yeah. And I messaged him a couple times before. He's like, practice with a purpose and be, intention, right? You got to have intention when you're doing it and focus and making sure that you're not, because I know one thing for me is like a lot of it is like, a lot of things going on in life or work or whatever. And it's like, if you don't set the time away, almost like your work, like a workout schedule or like whatever schedule you got, you almost have to kind of set that up. And
right.
That's definitely one thing I've taken away from the last class. Like I said, the first one I was just kind of like, just fresh blood. It's like Bambi out there in the wild. And this second class was definitely, I brought a lot. I think I brought a lot more home from it. Definitely more control in my game, more intention with my practice, and all just everything about consistency and set up. Everything's just trying to do everything the same. Taking the set up, take the deep breath. Do your same exact motion every time, and try to have the same landing zone and consistencies. And that really paid off. Even that trip that we were there, that just having Ed kind of reset me and point me in the right, because I was like all over the map. And when I was like, man, I'm like, I don't even want to play. It's like, man, I'm like, I just feel like I'm just spending money instead of really trying to win it or actually make money at the game. So I would say it's definitely worth it, especially as a newer player. like I said, the first time I probably was out of my depth, right? The second time was like perfect. Like, okay, I understand more of the game. I understand where, like, all right, well, why do you do this? Like before I would have no idea. Now I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Or like say with Tentum, different ways of how he bets and how just the understanding of the different ways to get money off the table in the short roll, because that is huge.
I think from what, I don't know if correct me if I'm wrong about how I'm getting this, is I feel that you needed that first one to kind of light your fire, like, oh shit, like I got to get my ass in gear, and if I take this seriously, I got to put in the practice. I have to take everything that they're saying and implement it into my daily practice and onto the tables at the live casino.
Yes.
So without that first one, where would you be?
I would probably be like, I don't know if this is for me.
Right.
Back to the video poker.
So
but, so that was, that was like kind of like the catalyst, right? I wanted to make sure that what I was doing was kind of the right way and how I was going about it. And then the second time was, first off, just a bunch of great people. I know, Two Seam was in my first class. We went out there. Jay Bird, I met him. I think he was in our class. I didn't really get to meet him the first time we were out there in the first March experience I went to. So I was just like, the first one I was like, what in the world have I got myself into, And then, then we meet people, you start building these friendships.
I think the meeting people is key, because then you realize, the world opens up to you on like
huge.
Man, just talking to Ed about how we can talk for hours about a simple thing of how your setup is on a come out. It really illustrates like how deep this game is.
Yes.
I mean, we could spend so long if how you play the come out game is so different from how I do it and from how Lipking, let alone get into betting.
Right.
Like, let alone, you could talk for years probably about betting,
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So, and
keep talking, I got to piss.
So then I, obviously with all that, it was kind of like just the March experience really kind of solidified what I was putting into practice throughout the last year. I've been trying to make an intention myself to get to try to play live game. At least try to get a couple times a month, but since I've come back from Vegas, life's been kind of upside down, so I haven't been able to do that. But so I'd like to try, because that's one thing I still kind of like myself. I still get the little bit of a shake with the old hand setting them dice. It's kind of like little nerves kicking in.
Does that like one or two rolls? Do you feel that it kind of simmers out?
It's actually, believe it or not, it's usually my first couple times at the table when, like, especially the last time I was there in Vegas, like, I was just by myself. I just went out there to grind some tier points. So I'm like, they had the 10-time all. I'm like, screw it, I'll just go out there and have fun. Right. And the first day didn't really do much because I got in late. So I just played some video poker and kind of had some beers. And then Thursday kind of hung over a little bit, so it didn't really do much. And then Friday, I woke up Friday morning feeling fresh, got some breakfast, went over to Cromwell, had a couple real good rolls there, but it was a little shaky, still a little kind of getting to working the bugs out, So I noticed that the longer I stay there, and that's kind of why I said, like, I think I've talked in chat before, like, I usually tend to go out on a week-long stay just so I'm not feel like I'm pressured to got to get there and kind of work through it.
Right.
Because I know in March, like when we were out there for the experience, like the first night we went out, it wasn't too bad, but you're kind of a little tense, 10 tons there. Ed shows up, Bump John's there. I think it was me and Jay Bird, maybe one or two other people. I can't remember, but so, kind of tense, kind of working it through. And then, so that's one thing I'm trying to do is get more live table time, because that is the one thing I know that, like, when I go to, I usually play over in Windsor at the Caesars property there. And what I do now is I just go to the table, I buy in, I let them run it around the whole table. I'll take my time, maybe throw a couple fire bets out there, maybe a 6 or an 8 every once in a while, just kind of get settled in, instead of just running right to the table and
kind of like assimilate into the. One thing I focus on is, everybody in our group, right? community. And when you play with, fellow partners and at this when you're at this level, honestly, I can't stress enough. If you haven't played with me or 10, if you PSO, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We on it. I swear to God, I don't give a fuck if you PSO, because I don't. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get in that rhythm, and you're gonna roll, or somebody's gonna get on a roll, because all we need is one heater or two double digit rolls, and we're gonna make our money. So for those that out there that may feel timid or nervous about it, honest to God, don't care at all. So if that helps alleviate any pressure, it's. Oh, sorry, I'm cutting in and out. I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you all right.
Can you?
Yeah, you've been cutting in and out. You've been cutting in and out for a while. I should have said something, man. Thanks, Craftsmaster.
What kind of host are you?
Fuck, man. I don't know. I'm just like, fuck,
you
man.
Suck. You.
I'm
suck.
like, fucking hey, dude. He says better, dude. He says better now. That's all it took, man. Oh my God, it's like when Heavy had his fucking thing in, and I kept muting it because it was.
Yeah. So I was saying, it's like, we'll give you the, get the dice back and roll. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Just get.
Well, I'll tell you, that was one thing. Like, obviously, so going back to my very first experience when we were all in that group table, I was shitting my pants. Like, I was like a cat shitting razor blades or whatever they would say. I was like I couldn't, like, there was so much pressure on that first table when first time I'm playing, and I'm like, oh my God. Thankfully, I made a point. I made a point. That's all I mattered. I'm like,
oh my God, dude.
Because it was brutal.
It's like a rite of passage, man,
yes,
to be so fucking nervous in front of all these players.
And how on your second visit?
Oh, from that night, it's I like still get a little tense, but like I said, like the longer I'm there at the table, you get more relaxed, kind of get acclimated to the system, and like that was one thing I noticed. Like the last time I was out there, or a year ago in June, I was like, one thing I will say for people, and it's one thing I kind of bad about myself, I got to get out of my head, is like, you put the time in, you put the practice in, be confident in your shot. You can do this. You've done it before. It's not like it's, I guess just the negative. If you have a negative thought in your mind, I think you're done for.
Whoa, man. Hell yeah, dude. It's if you have a negative thought, I think it's all about like creating your reality. So
you're playing fight, or whatever, it's like, because that was like that whole day, that day when Dave hit those 3 10s back to back. I was like,
Dave.
It's Two-Seam.
Two-Seam.
Oh yeah, that's why you don't know his name.
Two-Seam.
So,
I don't know
Two-Seam, when he hit those 3 10s in March, like it was kind of like, it was a rough morning. I was down. We were down for the first night we got there, and just kind of getting back, and like all of a sudden those 3 10s came, and I capitalized on it, and then poof, life was great. I'm back to even. Let's have fun, and just the pressure was gone. And then that's when I went and had a good roll and threw the all, and we all had a great time and went and got some lunch. So
I put in our chat, I said, like, breaking even is a win, and you must have felt like that.
Oh, it was great.
Lipking, you are cutting in and out. I don't know why. Your audio was great beforehand, and now you're cutting in and out for some reason.
I don't know. It's fucking.
Give it a little test, huh?
Technology.
Yeah, but yeah, that's one thing I can tell from a new person is like, hey, you just can't get in your head about this shit, because otherwise you're going down. It's just, and if you aren't, I've had days where I've been like that. I'm like my last trip out there, I went over to Palms, couldn't get on a table because it was so damn busy. So I sat there and ground away on some video poker, and then gave them back pretty much all the winnings from the day before. I'm like, shit. And then I went and played, I went and played the free bets I had at the roulette. I'm like, screw it, I'm just getting out of here. And then, of course, both bets lost. I'm like, I should have done this earlier. I would have known my day was off. It was my day,
You guys, I feel like, man, the reason why it's really timing. Timing is plays such a factor. I don't know. I mean, there's guys that go out and play for a long time, maybe
Yeah.
it's timing for me, which is like hitting it at the right
Yep.
time. Like Lipking, when you were both times when you hit those big rolls, I had already mentally checked out and I was leaving with money both times. And then it's funny how that works, because if I was way up then, I would have made fucking so much money on you. But both times it was like, basically, all right, this is the last roll. This is the last roll. I'm leaving with profit. I remember even telling John from Pro Craps, like, all right, I'm only going to bet this much. I'm locking up this much to win. Same thing that happened at Palms. And then you went on a heater. And of course, I'm starting at a regressed ATS, at a regressed, that one when you had ATS, I dropped it from hundreds to quarters. Do you know what a difference that would have made? I kept thinking, I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that was 21,000 instead of, you know what I mean?
I remember you showed me your chips. You're like, I'm walking out with this. You told me like, this is it, last one. And I didn't see what you were betting, but yeah, but I remember we said, all right, yeah, it's last roll. And then boom, you know what I mean? That day I was like mid-30s, ATS hit, and we were all gassed up because we were up thousands.
Yeah. And it is timing. It's timing on rolls, and it's biding your time with other shooters. I think that's my if I look at my biggest weakness, it's that. And it always has been. I feel like that plagues everyone, and it hurts more for the people that don't live in Vegas, because you have to contend with packed tables and not getting the dice back, and that drains your patience. That's what happened with Lipking at that Paris table.
Yeah,
with fucking ejaculus there. That whole thing was draining and taking a toll on my patience, and then it makes you impatient, and then you make stupid bets, and then you bet on other people because you're sick of being out of action. And so a lot of that like factors into it. And that's why Vegas is great, because you actually allows you to be more patient and more selective, because you know you can still get a table and you're not locked into it. Timing's everything. It just really is everything. And so that you do hit a good roll with, hopefully you're up, so that you're not even chipmunking away trying to get even by the time that you're on roll 25, you know?
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
What are, so with both of you guys, I think it'd be interesting to hear, I'm going to ask both of you guys. So what are you buying in for at a table, Huggy Bear? And then Lipking, what are you buying in for usually?
Usually if I'm like, when I play over in Canada, I usually buy in for $1,000. It's usually a $15 table. If it's 25 over there, they don't have ATS, so I'll usually do like 1,500. That's one thing. Another thing I wanted to point out about what Lipking had talked about, like what did I take out of the classes. Another way is how, like, and kind of how you mentioned how you changed your tipping, right? So I would before like, just 6 and 8, throw a couple dollars up there or whatever. Now I've been kind of going like, I put them on the pass line with me, give them odds.
Do you think that's made a difference, or have you just been like pissing away money?
I think it's made a definite difference over like in Canada. I've tried it a few times in Detroit, and it's weird because people are like, man, you're tipping for us? Like, that's weird. You know, they must not see a lot. Even in Canada, it's the same way. They won't let you do player control unless it's an actual correct bet. So if I bet 6 and 8 for $6, I could have it under player control, and then I could press and raise it. Otherwise, they just collect them. So that's why I kind of went to like, I'll throw an extra dollar on top of my pass line, throw a dollar next to it, so it kind of just keeps on paying for itself essentially, and then just kind of keep on going that. And then I'll throw them like, you know, if I'm up on, like, I'm always putting them up on the fire bets with me. But yeah, that's definitely one thing. It's another thing I picked up from the class was just like, because as you know, I know when we were in Cromwell, we had those guys, those dealers, when we were cranking that table. Like I had them on the hopping the hard 10 with me. They made, I don't know, at least $100 or $200 there. Plus JJ had them up big on our side. I don't know if they may have been on the ATS when I hit it. I mean, we were betting pretty big for them on the place bets for them. So, you know, that I think definitely, I don't know what they had me rated at. I think it was a couple hundred, not too bad, but definitely you see the turn of the table, right? Everyone now the dealers are with you. It seems, unless you get a kind of a group of dealers that are kind of whatever, don't want to be there at all. It seems like. But I've noticed that, like, especially when I'm in Canada, that you get those dealers going with you, and they're like, all right, let's try and make some money here.
I think that makes a huge difference. I feel like having them on your side is such a, it goes to the positive energy of the table. It really does, man.
And even if even if I cash out and
I feel
something,
But I feel like imagine if I was a dealer and I didn't like someone and I'm there and you really want those tips, I would probably be in my head like, I hope this motherfucker throws a 7. Like wouldn't you be doing that? Wouldn't that be natural? Like, I hope this fucking asshole fucking 7s. Like, I hope he loses all his money, because I'm just like that. I can be like this fucking petty, bitter bitch, man. It's like, so you want them to be like, why not win them over with a little fucking $5 or whatever? They're cool. They're like, all right, sweet. Let's do this. I'm going to stay on the stick. Let's keep making some money, instead of them going, I hope this guy 7s out. That's got to be real. They got to be thinking that.
Yeah. Agrees. Cause like, all right. So when I play at Foxes and an Encore, same thing. I'm buying in for it. Depends how much time. If I'm there, good amount of time I have allotted for myself to play, I'm buying in for $4,000 to $5,000, because it's a $50 table. So minimum 3, but I'd say range 3,000 to 5,000 on average. But in the high limit room, it's called the Newport room at Foxwoods. Like, BRB and I, like, are the only ones tipping, and they don't get tips from anybody else. It's weird. They're very appreciative in that room. It's bizarre.
Looks like 10 tons muted.
No, here, I got a little emergency. I think not an emergency, but that's Frank. He's in the chat. He was playing the seniors. This means you're probably, hopefully you're not out, Frank.
Maybe they broke.
If you are, let us know. We were all rooting for you. Keep us posted what you cashed out for, what your spot was. You had a good run if you are not in it. Hopefully you are. But that's a deep run, man. Leave it in the chat, dude. I don't know how often he's in this chat, but that's awesome that he made it so far. He said, oh, thanks for the shout out, 10 Finished 57.
Wow.
Nice.
Fuck, dude. Good fucking job. Frank, great job, man. 57th out of how many people played? 6,000?
Right there, 12,700. That's insane.
What was the buy-in on that? Was it a $500?
No, I think seniors is usually $1,000.
Oh, okay.
It's a great tournament to play. Yeah. And Frank turned 50, I think. So this was his first year playing.
Hey, Lipking, you can make it out.
Dude, 7,000. See, that's the average. It's usually around 7,000 people play. Dude, to finish 57th, dude, out of 7,000 people, good job, man. That's a great run. Yep, $1,000 buy-in.
Nice.
X, man, great run. Hell yeah, man. Good job, Frank.
I love watch. I could never play that game, sitting there for hours on end, but I love watching the final tables for all that stuff, going through it.
Man, I was hoping he'd make it to the final table so I could go down there. Right? And yeah, and the funny thing is that, check this out. So Frank knows, obviously it's the 3 of us. Courtney won the ring last year. Turns out the guy that won the Colossus this year is Frank's friend too.
Oh, really?
From
was that Smith or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's Justin Smith or something like that, right? X-Man.
I just got the replay of that the other day.
Yeah, and there was a thing where they said I saw something where they dealt the wrong hand, or I don't know. There's some sort of controversy saying you shouldn't have dealt the button first, and the cards would have been reversed, and he would have been out or something like that. I don't know,
pretty
man.
Interesting. It was the last 9 I was watching for a while, and they had that one German guy. His last name was German. He was packing his bag 100 times, and every time he ended up catching that winning card in the end, and just kept on hanging around to the last 2. It was pretty good.
Yeah, man, that's a good run, man. Oh, that would have been so sweet to say, see you guys later. I gotta go. I gotta go check in. Yeah, because I love being on the side of someone's, a friend's playing, man. Because I'm just like, man, Fucking, yeah.
Sure.
Ah, Frank, good
Sure.
job. Real proud of you, Frank. Good job, man. You deserve it because he comes out here and grinds all the time. Good job, Frank. All right, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast.
Oh, you know what you need to do is a plug.
Oh yeah,
What's that?
a plug.
But-
Sponsor, not sponsors.
No, how about I do this though?
You could do the commercial.
No, how about this? Yeah. How about that? Yeah. So what do you guys when your come out game, I'd love to hear how both of you guys are setting up your basic setup for your opening. As how Ed and I like to call it, how he termed it, which I love, the pre-point cycle. Lipking, go, you first.
I'll go grab a beer.
$100 pass, $35 whirl, and nickel ace deuce in quarters up top. That's playing it, when we were out there. Then pending, I'd press the whirl, take down the ace deuce. I go to 50 on the whirl. If the 7 were hit, trying to remember, and I think I even stacked. I even went up on my place bet too to like 150 on the pass line because I was kind of trying to go more aggressive overall and try to hit the sevens too. I was hopping the sevens too. I think it was 30.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was on the sevens for first. I started at 10s on each, and then I bumped them up to $20 each.
Yeah. It's fun, man, when you start getting up there and playing that come out game. But I feel like that's not something you immediately step into. I mean, think about how long I've been playing, and I'm only now sort of like really getting into like aggressively playing that. Maybe a little late to the party for sure.
Well,
but I mean, if you're already thinking about that, Huggy Bear, right?
Yeah, Harris, I think you 7, and which was good because you and I were winning. Then you went like aces, you went ace deuce and then aces, and I was like, and I fist bumped you because I was like, we're making, we're up like, I'm up like already $600, $700, $800, and you're probably up, I don't know, well, probably $2,000 on yours. But yeah, that was huge, without a doubt.
Yeah. Huggy Bear, what do you?
I've kind of started. So here at home, I'm usually over at Windsor, and they don't have ATS. They just got fire bet. So I basically do a 25 pass line and a $5 C. If I hit the C, then I press it to 5 usually. Or
you made money. Yeah.
So then I'm up 70. Then if I hit it again, I'll press it probably another 10 or whatever, 10, 15, maybe make it 25 depending on how I'm feeling, and then C. So that's generally what I do for there.
That's what, then that's what Ed and I do agree on, where he was like, you gotta press that first hit where you made some money and press it going for that second hit, because I feel like a lot of it, even at the lower levels, it's that third hit that you need, And
that's what I've been practicing at home now, is sense of the class. And it's like we talked about doing a $35 pass line, $5 C, and a 10-10-10 on the ATS.
Yeah, that's solid. That's simple. That's a simple
exactly.
game.
It keeps it easy. I don't got a lot of complex stuff to worry about. Like, here's a $5 C, 10-10-10, that pass line ready to go, and then I'm set and ready to go. And then
so Lipking, what he's saying right now, that's how I played for 15 years. I really didn't have a come out game. My come out game was just so I could keep the ATS in action for down the road. I just wanted to, just not lose anything. So that's why I was always like fully hedged. It isn't until now when I'm playing it really aggressively, trying to make money, then, whatever. I got there. Like I said, I got to that, into that type of gameplay way later on in my craps playing career.
Like I like being aggressive on the come out, more now, because why waste a roll?
Yeah.
You're gonna roll it just to hopefully break even, or get past your hedge. You know what I mean? I'm attacking it because I want to make money, pretty much. That's how I look
Yeah.
at it. Well, that's an opportunity for me to get ahead of the game and start putting bullets, in packing them up. You know what I mean? Stacking them. Because when you hit when we're hitting numbers on the come out, then I was betting higher on my place bets. I just was by default because I already had 500-600 in there. So, we were going, black chip levels everywhere.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been trying to practice is when I'm setting up my bets, I'm setting for like a 2-1, 2-1. It's kind of the way I've been going for like the horns or if I get on axis, aces or 12 or a 1-2 or a 2-1 for a single pitch, and just playing that as my come out just to see if I can get it. I haven't been able to take it to the live table yet, but had some success here at home. So hopefully in the next week I can get out.
And you're when you're betting Huggy Bear, what's your standard in Vegas? What's your standard? Let's say you establish a point and let's say it's a 9. What's your standard outlay?
So if I'm with this set, if I'm on 9, I'm playing a 5 and an 8 probably. More than likely, probably at this point, I've been just kind of doing like $15 tables. So I do like $18 8, $15 5, full press, like kind of like yours, the full press. Unfortunately, usually I don't regress, but
but you're not playing you're not playing a 6, so you're picking numbers.
So with the set I've been playing, if the 6 shows, I'm betting it. But usually my 5, 8, and my 9 have been pretty dominant.
If your point is a 6, are you going to bet a 5, 8, 9 then? That's how you're.
Yeah.
If your point's
yeah.
Okay, so you have that's good. You have a starting point.
Yeah. So usually, ideally, and then what I've been doing here is like I've been trying to work my way up to doing full odds behind, because there's like I know you mentioned it. I'm sure we all see it. It's like there's been so many times where I'll come right back and hit the point, or within a couple rolls hit it.
Are you consistent with your odds or not? Because that's
I have been, yes, since I've
full
got
odds.
Back. No, I've only been doing half odds right now. So basically, if I got a $25 bet, I'm doing like 50, 75 sometimes behind it.
Lipking, what about you as far as odds go? Are you a full odds guy or are you just vary?
I'm up there in odds, but as the roll goes on, if I'm not hitting the point, I'm reducing down. There was a couple of times I reduced on myself. I reduced on you because we weren't, I'm hoping for the buckshot. But if we're not getting it, I'm just going to reduce it down and just try to hit the other numbers. You know what I mean? Just make money that. Or
where did that term buckshot come from? Do you know?
Question, but I love the term.
I know. Where does that term come from? Buckshot. It means like I just hit it again immediately. If anyone knows where that term came from, I would be curious because it never made sense to me, but I say it all the time. If you buckshot the point, what the hell does that really mean?
Yeah, like buckshot is this, obviously for a hunting reference,
right.
It's 9 pellets coming out in a pattern. So maybe there's, I don't know. It doesn't, I mean, I've heard, and then Heavy says they talk about bullfrog and like hopping it or, right back, I guess, or.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard a couple of bullfrogs and buckshots, but I've always heard buckshot. So I don't know.
It's pretty universal. Like everybody knows what a buckshot is.
Yeah.
I wonder what it means though. It doesn't really make any sense when you think about it.
We need Ed to weigh in on that one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I buckshot the point. I like saying it, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay consistent with. I'm trying to stay consistent with full odds. I think it's made a huge difference in my overall profit.
Yeah,
being consistent with that.
That's one thing I've got to kind of, I guess, be more confident in is like, because I know obviously we all have the PSO or a short roll or whatever, but a lot of times I'm like one of the last times I was over in Canada before I went to Vegas last trip, I hit like 3 points, but I was only doing like $50 behind, and like if I would have went full odds, like that would have been a huge. I mean,
could have, should have, dude. Yep.
I should have made more. Is what it. I mean, but like you said, can't.
Well, Huggy, what if you did, you hit a number, you take half back to the rack, half behind your odds, and keep doing that to kind of help build it up. So
Yeah.
maybe thing isn't as bad, if that's psychologically what's in your mind.
Right. And that's one thing I've been trying to get better at, is because sometimes the money, man, when I'm rolling, I kind of get lost in it a little bit. Like, I know where my presses should be, but then sometimes I'm like, I don't want to think about it. I'm like, I just same bet, or maybe I same bet one or too many times, and I'm still making money off it.
I mean, there's something to be said for keeping it going and just defaulting to a same bet, but there's also something to be said to knowing what you're going to do automatically.
Yeah, and that's what I got to be a little bit. There's like my 5 and 9. I'm not like my 6 and 8s. I know pretty good, but my 5. This new set I've been playing with is like, I've been hitting the 5s and 9s a lot more than I normally would. So I'm like, where should I go here? How should I go? Should I do this to 75 or 100? Or
dude, you should not even be asking yourself that. You should know that. You should be practicing.
Exactly.
In my opinion, you should have those things figured out and that's where I've always thought a lot of people have these. That's a weak point across the board because everyone's focused on what are my dice doing? What is this? And they haven't gone. They should know their bets and their progressions, whatever they are, automatically. And you should know your 6 and 8, and you should know them all. It's not that hard. It's 3.
Yeah.
You just have to know 3 progressions. That's it. And then just do it.
No, you're right.
Think about it.
Like when we were on our table at 10-ton, it was, remember it was so fluid because everyone knew their bets. By the time everything was done and paid out, and like it was coming back like this because there was no delay. There was no hop shit. There was none of that bullshit. But everybody knew their bets, how they were pressing. Like when you were rolling, I already knew what, if you're throwing a 4, I'm going to 400 and I'm going to 600. I already knew. I was already anticipating what's happening next.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. You should have that stuff dialed in, man. Like that's what you should spend some time with besides thinking about like your dice. It's more, it's just as important.
If you hesitate, you masturbate, dude. You can't say better. You just gotta
ejaculate, dude. Hey, look. Hey, this is a good question from X-Man. Do you guys do full odds when it's 10x like at the Palms? I don't all the time. I just stick with my 3, 4, 5 lots of times. You guys?
No. I don't know. The Palms, I don't know what it is, but I've not had much luck there. I don't know what it is. Maybe just, not getting enough time to shoot, or, I just haven't been able to find my groove there, I guess.
I like their table, except for that one crapless table. I feel like their tables are pretty good. They're pretty fair.
BRB chiming in. Craps buckshot on AI, the firearms metaphor. Buckshot consists of small, tightly packed lead balls. I said balls. Fired all at once from a shotgun, designed for a fast, devastating hit over a short distance.
There it is.
In craps, buckshotting, a point means hitting the target instantly and decisively with zero delay, like a sudden blast from a gun.
There we go.
There you go, BRB.
Hell yeah, man. BRB chiming in, man. Fucking get to the chopper.
Now we know.
Yeah. Yeah, Lipking, are you there? Did we lose you?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're cutting in and out. That's all right, dude. It's technical.
I'm just glad it's not me. I was concerned. I was like, oh,
no, you're good. I actually like your backdrop too. It's a very cool.
That's actually the old. So that's where is it? That's the old felt off the table from Mirage.
That's pretty sweet, man. I like that you got the vest there. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah. I like that, man.
I just dropped the foam finger.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Lipking, we really kept things moving at that table. That's what was great about that table. The table really didn't get too slow.
If there was any delay, honestly, I noticed was because the dealers not figuring out their bets to pay themselves.
You kept it pretty fast down at your side of the table.
Oh yeah, it was moving. Because I know when I'm rolling, I don't want to wait. Like as soon as those dice come back, get ready, shoot. And you were the same way. So, and same with Bump John, same with the jacket. Everybody's seems to be.
Dude, isn't it so nice going out with those guys? Because everyone that was playing there, Jacket, John, Bump John, they all were, they knew what they were doing. They knew
Yes.
whatever it was that they were doing, they knew what they were doing, which is great to be a part of having a crew like that.
I will say that's one thing that's nice when we go out with you, 10 ton, is like, everyone's kind of they understand what's the process, it's like, all right, just try to be smooth and fast and get around it.
You know what it is? It's you have professionals. That's what it is. You have a bunch of professionals that know the art, that know the craft, and they're implementing it. We're finally getting together in putting, like you said, putting the process in place. And that's
what's cool. Like when you go out with BRB, it's like when you mentioned,
right.
I don't even have to talk to the guy. It's like you go about your business. And that's a good thing about this whole group is like when we meet up, people are going about their business. They know like, okay, we're not like fucking around and figuring shit out. And
you don't worry, that part of the subconscious out of the mind, like, what's this fucking idiot gonna, you know what I mean? Exactly. It was a great flow. It's gonna flow. It's gonna be seamless. You know what I mean? And you don't have to worry about is somebody gonna fuck it up by doing something stupid, a late bet or something like that, because it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of that stuff going on. And to Joker's Wild, his credit for him being self-described, like more on the new side of it, he wasn't about to slow things down. He's like, no, I don't want to shoot. Like, let me just fucking follow this and keep it moving, which was great.
Into his credit, like he was so good, like, and knew the role. I didn't even know he was fucking there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But that's perfect craps play. If me not knowing you're there, you're like absent, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, you're not causing any delays. Everything's going smooth.
Yeah.
No, not like ejaculus, sedentarius ejaculus. Fucking that guy, man.
I wish we had him on video to put it out there. Honest to God.
I know. If only you guys could have seen him. But new species. I'm gonna have by the end of this whole thing, I'll have a ferret.
You have a whole book.
Field guide. Yeah, field guide of all of them. You know what I mean?
You got a trapper's guide to ferrets.
Oh my God, dude, that's so funny, man. But there is, man. I'm telling you, dude. The funniest thing is that place spawns ferrets. Lipking, that table.
It is the breeding ground of all the ferrets, and it's great to get, it's kind of bittersweet getting to see them in live action.
Yeah.
I don't want them on my roll, but they are. It's pretty funny to watch, though. It is
such a difference playing with a table like with you guys and people that are like from this group than playing with just even one other or two other people that are just there that have no clue. That fucking sucks. Even when we were at the crapless table at Paris that last night, remember? Even though we got the table limit, we still had those two other guys that were there. And even having those people there, it's still it's like a monkey wrench into the whole like system.
No, agreed. And he was throwing stupid too. And you remember him? He was drunk, and that was a nightmare just in itself. Hoping that they would leave. Just praying. Then the guy had to leave, and he wanted to borrow $25 in the pass line so we can go get money. I'm like, God, only in Vegas does this shit happen.
Sounds like a little bit of Detroit too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've sat there and like I've sat back at the table just to watch how people play, and like the center actions, a lot of the center action, depending on the, who's there. A lot of it's just some crazy. It just slows the game down so much. I even see that in Canada too, like over at Windsor. It's both. I don't know if it's just something, the area or what, but there are a lot of center bets.
It's the lower limit tables. It's going to bring out the white chip action. It is in the ops.
Yeah, because usually like at Motor City, like I've been there a couple times actually. Even after work, they've got a $10 table sometimes, depending on what's going on. Usually it's a 10 or 15. I rarely ever see a 25 there. Maybe once in a while on the weekends.
When you go to 5, you have to bet red chips, and some people don't want to bet the red chips on ops.
Yeah, that's exactly what that's the way. And I guess for the easier way for Canada is nice because it's the exchange rate until you turn your money back around. But it's nice to play 25. It's nice playing 25 over there is like playing $15 table. So maybe I should be playing $50 bets. I guess I don't know.
Huggy Bear, do you have any plans on taking any other lessons from anyone else? Like, have you taken a lesson with Heavy or Tony
so the last trip that I was out there,
GTC?
I don't know about GTC. I did the last time I was out a couple weeks ago, I guess. It just so happened that Heavy was having a class out there as well. So I'm like, screw it. Well, I'm in town. I ain't got nothing really planned. So I signed up for that, So that was pretty cool. Got to meet him and got to spend some time with him and actually kind of chat with him. I had a car. So I think Sunday after the second day of class, we drove around and kind of BS'd a bit and sat down and had lunch and got to spend some time with him. So it was interesting. Kind of learned a little bit more, kind of working on some more mechanics and stuff like that, and kind of like learning more about like his betting on, because I was kind of more interested like the dark side betting, just to kind of see some of the systems that they were working with and what he had to offer, to kind of, like I guess to buy time at the table, right? To kind of, all right, see how this works, or, and then I figured, it's like I've got to meet obviously Bo and Ed and yourself and get, learn. I think I picked up a lot from everybody a little bit, like little tidbits of game play and how they interact at the table. And it was definitely a good class. I think that one would have served me well to be my first one, maybe.
Yeah.
To give me the basic, kind of like baseline and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I got a question. Do you guys do like group?
You chopped up there, but yeah, we did a group play on Sunday afternoon down at Fremont.
And how did that go? Compared to,
believe it or not, it went actually pretty. One guy hit the ATS. I wasn't on it because I was like, I don't know, because that's how it is. Like, I didn't know any of those guys, so I'm also, and we shot a little bit, but a lot of us were trying different positions and stuff. So I was like, I'm not really, and I may be a little tentative from previous big group play, where I'm like, I don't think I want to. I'm gonna walk, go walk in slowly,
Yeah.
And so I wasn't playing the ATS on anyone. I just kind of like, 6 and 8, or what's he kind of been hitting, as a 5 coming up more than whatever. Maybe I'll play that a little bit heavier. So made a little, kind of just middle around a little bit, and then of course. He hit the ATS, and then another guy next to him, one of the guys, he was camping there. I think I said in the chat, he had a Coleman stove out and his tent and his sleeping bag and everything else he was a Ferris Sagittarius. He had his own
nice.
He had this provided stool, the monogram stool and all that. And,
so he was there. Okay.
Yeah, he was there. Like we got there, like we got after class. I think we went and got something to eat. Then we came on over there about 3 or so. He was at the table, Hawaiian guy, and the dealer told us that he'd been there since 8. And then so we were there. We were there. We went to Fremont, played there, and then kind of goofed around, and then we went down to see the what was it? Hell was it? El Cortez, right? Yeah. So we were at El Cortez, and it wasn't bluffing those guys, but it was some other YouTube people there that were locking up one table. So they locked up the table while they were inside the high limit room playing baccarat or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know who it was. It looked like maybe if I seen him on Facebook or YouTube, I'd recognize him. But so they all kind of sat at the crapless table, and I was like, I wasn't really feeling it. I was like, I just kind of wandered around, hung out for a bit, and then shit, we left at 9 o'clock. I picked up Heavy, came back to the Fremont, drove him back to the Palace where he was staying, and that guy that was still there at a different table, camped out at another spot. I was
Jesus.
like, man, I'm like, I don't know how you can do it. And he was always fishing
because he was sitting down. That's right.
Yeah. He was fishing around in his little wallet, pulling out money. Like he was playing some weird, like just watch. And I was kind of like when we played that day, I was kind of watching to see how Heavy played and some of the other guys, just understanding like how do they interact with the game. I was kind of more interested in that more so than really betting or kind of really playing, to be honest. But this one guy, the camper out there, he was throwing like quarter hard ways, bang, there they go, quarter hard ways, bang. I mean, but he should have been playing himself on the. I saw Heavy. He was playing the World Ace Deuce, and he hit it like 4 times in a row. Might have hit 7 one time, but like it was like 2s, 11s. I don't know if he ever got the 12 or he might have got aces, but so it was interesting to see how his levels worked up like that. So that was kind of like I was more interested in kind of the betting side, just to kind of. Because that's where I think my game is lacking and like being not as fluid as I should be, So that's where I'm trying to expand my knowledge and trying to get more time at the table. Like I think I was telling Lipking earlier when you might have stepped away, I'm trying to at least get out to the casino a couple times a month, at least now, to try and get the edge off of my, the nervousness and kind of get back in the flow of things.
Do you think that you're able to transfer your practice betting and throwing? Are you bringing it to the table and staying?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I would say definitely, because like I went to Cromwell, I had 2 really good rolls that Friday and hitting, like I banged out the 6 I think I had the 6, the 8, and the 9 repeater.
Oh,
I mean, it was like, oh yeah, but of course it was an ATS table. It was an ATS table. I might, but. And I might have had the repeater on the 10, but I was like, because that's not
damn,
usually
dude.
I know. And that's like, that's when Heavy was telling me his press schedule about the 10. I'm like, wait a minute, if I started this at 25 and 50 or, then I was messing around today, like kind of with your 10-ton to a takedown. Like I was looking like shit. Even if I started at 50, I could be pulling like almost $400 off the table in a couple hits,
Easy.
And I'm like, man, I got to find another set where I can start rolling 4s and 10s. So, but yeah, it was an interesting class. I think it would have been more beneficial if that was the one I started with, though, I think. But I did, like I said, I picked up some things, and it was definitely good to, meet different people that weren't in this, DT universe, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
So it was good. I got some other people to contacts from, of course, unfortunately, no one's in Michigan, but there was one guy down in Chicago area, so I could maybe try to link up over there and maybe hit some.
There's a lot of guys out there, that we can connect you with for
I know
sure.
Pat the Plow's out that way too. I
Yep.
messaged him a few times, talked to some stuff about maybe trying to get over there, and I think.
Evan Cruz says, I'm new to the game myself. What's the average cost to take classes? It completely varies. I mean, what's bow chart? They range from fucking.
Yeah, like with bow, I mean, I'd say
a couple hundred.
Yeah, a couple hundred. I mean, especially like we've already taken stuff, like I can go there and do a tune-up for an hour for $100 or something like that, or 2 hours for whatever. I mean, to me, I don't usually utilize it enough as I probably should when I come out there. Just kind of go see him first and kind of just, work on a few things, see what he sees,
I mean, I don't know how much Ronnie costs to go there. I know that you can go in there and
yeah, I think they might have upped his rates a little bit. I would think. When I went there the first time, I think it was like 30 or $50.
I mean, yeah, for hourly stuff to get there. I mean, they've got that. Yeah. I mean, and John's teaching a lot of people that come in there. I mean, that's if you need to. I mean, long time ago, I was doing
there too now, kind of. Or is he kind of doing something there? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know he was working on an app or something like that with David or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got that tracker from Casino Quest.
The
How
roll
is
track.
that?
I just got it. I haven't used it yet. So
I mean,
I'm gonna
does
use
it?
it this weekend. It goes to 20 rolls. So I'm gonna
Oh.
see it. Hopefully it doesn't, fuck me up, having a go. But the good thing is it's just a chip. Put it right in the rack. Appears that way. So like I said, I hope I just don't get fixated on it and just like, oh, I got a track, and
That's why it's good to have someone like Bump John who likes doing that and being there.
He is so valuable, honest to God, with that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was one thing we definitely learned in March when we were there. It was like
Yes.
2-seam, 4, 6, 4, 9, and 10 all day long. Bet the 4, 9, and 10. That's all I bet on him. He was hammering the 4s and 10s and 9s all day long. Every time we went out, I'm like 3 bets or 2 bets, just start out. But yeah, because Jaybird was tracking and JJ was tracking, and I think 2-seam might have been tracking some stuff. But
yeah,
so
that's cool.
Kind of passing the book around and tracking everyone's rolls, and that was
that weekend. No matter what you bet on 2-seam, you were winning.
Yeah,
he was all weekend.
That night at Palms too. I'm like, and I didn't like. I was like, I don't want to fuck up his roll because I was like, I wasn't on it to start, and I'm like, I had chips, but I'm like, I'm not even going to bet. But he was just crushing.
He had a great. Yep.
Yep. I was like, I don't want to be the guy that bets and bad juju.
Oh, dude, this guy Evan Cruz. I'm in Alabama. The class is in Mississippi in July. It's what's the cost for the Sunday class? It's a all weekend thing, dude. I think it's $14.
Yeah, definitely go to the meet and greet beforehand so you get to meet everybody.
Meet and greet. And then it's 2 nights of tables that Ed will have lined up, which is great at Golden Nugget. I mean, it'll be cool. We'll get a lot of good stuff.
It's well worth it. It's an investment, that you're gonna take with you and use for the rest of your craps journey. That I can tell you.
Plus the people, you meet. I think it starts you. It's a good, if you're serious about the game, it's good. It's good. It opens your eyes to a lot of things. And plus, I mean, look at who you end up meeting. Like what you've said, Lipking, it's like the access of meeting people that are on the same level. And then like, oh, you guys, so then when you're out here, you get to go shoot and, it's like you basically have a crew when you can go out. At least, you're confident in these players.
And I'll say that's one thing I love most about just the community and in general was just that we're all trying to do the same thing, right? We want to learn the game. We want to put our skills to, use, make some money, and all have a good time together doing it, and this, like I said, it's invaluable that people don't understand, like to meet people that are, I guess, like-minded. We're all trying to accomplish the same goal.
Yeah. Cause we can all make money off each other for real.
Without a doubt. And the community everybody is supportive of each other, in the chat and everything, and that's huge. That there's zero egos, and everybody, is patting each other on the back and good job and promoting that positive energy and that I love about that, about everybody.
I had a really quick chat with because next week on the show, Alfredo's going to be on. Oh fuck, I forgot to tell you guys. After next week's show with Alfredo, I'm going to go bring this live show down to twice a month. So I'm going to skip a week because I've had no life, and my personal life is suffering. So I'm going to go and bring that down, and then the shows will be, I'll try to make the shows. It'll work out, but it'll be great. But so Alfredo, I haven't talked to him. I barely talked to him, but man, just talking to him, you realize and there's a lot of people that know a lot of different things about the game. And it's always, you never know what you can pick up. Like him and I were talking about we were just having some pretty in-depth conversation about like nuances of betting. And I think it's great to have these conversations with other people that are so into the game. You can pick things up, and then it might change your game. It might alter, might give you things to think about. And then like Huggy Bear, you should know your betting progressions, whatever they are, you should know them. That's like, from what I know about you, I feel like that's what you should focus on every time and know them. Like,
Yeah.
go to sleep and think about them. Go like when you're just in the day. I'm thinking like, okay, like I'm literally thinking, okay, in 3 hits, I could make like $5,000.
Yeah.
And then on my 4th hit, I can hit that 10 for 10,000, take it down at 15. I can have $20,000. Like that's how I am thinking. Like in the off times, I'm like, if I started at 500 on that 10, what could I do? I can then press it up to 1,500. That's on the first hit. I can go to 1,500. Then on the second hit, you know what? What are my options? I can now just take 1,500 and go to 3,000. Then on my third hit, I'm going to pocket 4,000. I'll be at table max. The next hit, I'm going to take down all like 14,000 plus the other, and I can just reset and leave with like fucking almost 20,000. That's kind of how I'm thinking. You should always be thinking about that. And I'm still thinking about different ways. Well, if I start at 500, well, okay, what if I start at 100, right? How quickly, realistically, I think it's really
that's
tough
like,
to hit
like
something
you
for
said, like
3
you
hits.
started playing this game as betting was your thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm coming into this from like, oh, I want to be a shoot, I want to shoot. I want to get this
Yeah.
dice set. And like, that's where I'm lacking too. That's like my biggest, that is the one part of the game that I definitely need to focus on is getting the betting structure down. Like I said, obviously on a long roll, I know where I'm at on my 6 and 8s, but the 5 and 9s, because I usually, most sets I've not had the 5 and 9 as a dominant number. It's hard for me to like, all right, well, should 35, and then I go to
Well, you should know that, dude. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you should know that regardless. But that's
Right.
why I like going out with other people that are really good at
Right.
reading dice, that are way better than I am, because it's like, oh, sweet, man. I got fucking guys. I'll be like, what are you seeing, dude?
Do
He's
this.
like, oh, do this. Oh, okay, let's try that.
That was
It's
the night when
great.
you had the baby bird toss going, and was it Moonshine or Whisko or
Moonshine.
whoever?
Yeah,
He's
moonshine.
like, hey, try this set, try that, and you really start
Yeah.
banging them out.
Hell yeah, man. That why not? You know?
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely, it's one thing I need. Like I said, obviously I look at this, I'm only been in the game for shit, if I think about it, like really going in a year and a half now, probably, of seriously.
Oh fuck, man. You're like, man, you're doing great
Maybe.
for a year and a half, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's a challenge, But
Well, when's the next time you guys are going to be out in Vegas?
I think the next time I'm coming out is probably October for when you guys are doing the event. I won't be at the class, but I think a couple of us have talked about getting together and just kind of coming out and
All right, cool.
around.
Lipking, how about you?
So I'm there that same weekend.
Oh, okay. So October. Nice, man.
Yep.
Are you guys going to be playing before that are you going to be playing in Foxwoods?
Oh yeah. Hell, absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, I text BRB, I think it was yesterday, told him I'll be there Saturday. We're going to hopefully link up Saturday.
Oh, okay, cool, man.
And I know,
Cool.
I think is it Oak Crown Polo? I think he's trying to set something up in Kansas City in September.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
In the group text he was talking, I know JJ had asked if I was going down to that, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was only for the KC guys. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll try to swing that. It's kind of definitely a quicker flight.
Yeah,
I
that'll
think
be interesting.
Huge reunion of everybody. That's what's going to be great. I do. I think it's going to be flooded with everybody in the community.
Yeah. I know there's a few people have been talking about it, so hopefully it'd be nice to see a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say, you guys?
Yeah. It's late. Yeah.
Yep.
East Coast. It's late.
Yeah,
cool,
East Coast time. Well, let's call it. It's been another great one. You know what? It was a great conversation. Thanks for joining, Huggy Bear. Appreciate it, even though you are
Thanks for having
Spartan rival.
and Huggy, we appreciate
Little brother still doing pretty good. We had a rough week though.
Huggy, thank you for that. Keeping the chart for the phone numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. That's
Thank
right. Huggy Bear, you are the bearer and keeper of the Excel file that has everyone's info on there.
Yeah. So I do computer work, so I'm always on the computer all day long. So it's like, to me, it's like nothing to pull it up and update it and keep it going. So that's why I figured. And it's nice, like you said, it's nice to have it. So when new people join, they can look at it and add the contacts or whatever they want,
Yeah. And thanks to everyone who, I mean, you go for 3 hours. Thanks a lot for everyone that like slid into the chat, slid out, came back in. Appreciate it.
Yep.
At least we all learned a couple new ferrets.
Ferrets.
There you go. I got one last thing to show you.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
looking at
please.
these the other day. So these are back in the day when I actually used to hunt.
Oh, sweet, dude.
So you could get these for the hunting vest for the crafts. The crafts.
Oh, those are sweet, dude. Those are, yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, they got a couple different versions back when I actually used to do stuff other than, work all the time. But
oh, those are great, dude.
This is back when the DNR used to provide us things of substance other than,
Yeah, those are really cool, man. Those Michigan ones. Yeah, Michigan, good state, dude. Even though it's racist.
I laughed when I heard that. I'm like, I could see it.
Yeah, it is, man. but yeah, thanks to everyone that stayed in the chat. Appreciate it. It means a lot. We're growing it, man.
Yep. Every little bit helps, Hey, like I said, every time I'm out, if I'm talking to some people, the new people, and I'm always saying, hey, check these people out. It's a lot of great information. If you're new to the game, it'll help you grow for sure. The one thing I can say is I gain just by listening back to the podcasts over and over. Just if you're out on a walk, throw one in and just listen to it. You're going to probably pick up something that you may have missed or kind of rehash it and like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I should be doing that. Or there's always some type of tidbit of information I'm picking up somewhere.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
And you go back to like the older ones, I try to catch up on, and you're like, oh, I missed that, and you do pick stuff, and then how much. Actually, it's funny if you go back to like the early episodes, Ted, how much your betting has changed. And you just
dude, the funny thing is, Lipking, I've never listened back to an episode once I've posted it, and I've never watched a stream again because I've listened to those things like an ungodly amount of time, like so much so. And then I feel like if I listen back, I'd like not like something, and then I change. But my betting has evolved over the course, but that's because I get to talk to Ed and Bo a lot and talk to a lot of people. And I think it's a process of where you get to. And Toranaga even said it, though, because I would talk to Toranaga all the time in LA, and he noticed, he's like, man, your betting has come full circle on how you would originally talk about it. But I think it's good that you go on these journeys, especially figuring out your style of betting and to be on, to hell and back. And listen, man, the 60-day prison sentence was so helpful for me just to go back and go, you know what, I'm going to bet this way and commit to it, because the problem with craps is that there's so many things to do, and figuring out what really suits you and going, I'm going to just commit to this full odds when I shoot. This is my opening and I'm going to go for it. And Lipking, dude, it really tested out for me when I was up. And then even when we hit that last table, dude, on my roll, I was up 11,000 on that roll. That first roll, when we went to that, it was really late when I hit that $500 hard 10. So the system in my head, I'm like, okay, this is where I arrived at, and I'm really happy with it. And John called it attacking the ATS, but I'm really happy with, I have a set come out game, a set betting amount, and a set progression, or it's like in phases of how I play, emphasizing really a sub 10 roll and 12 roll. I know if I get double digits, everything, life is good. And that's very doable. let alone
Yeah.
going on like the big roles. But that, and so I'm at a good place now. But yeah, I've come so far. But I think you have to like learn, unlearn, try it, and then figure out where you really, what suits you as a person. A lot of it has to do with risk tolerance and fear and managing. A lot of it's, I think, fear based too. It's because it is scary when you actually get there and you're like, fuck. I would always say I'm training myself to not be nervous. If I want to do this, I have to do it. So I think, right? Because it's different, man, from practicing on your table and going, oh, I'm just going to go full odds.
Yep.
And then when you got there and do you do
you're
it?
like, I don't know if I should do this.
Yeah. Because it's like,
but then as soon as you have that doubt, then you're like, but you better not do it then.
And then you almost regret not doing it. You end up doing it too late.
That was like the last time I went before. So before I came out, and I played in May down at Windsor, and like I hit 3 points. I'm like kicking myself. I'm like, why didn't you just play full odds? You would have had 3 times the money on your roll, and you could have just left. No, we did pretty good. So I mean, I had a couple other guys on the table that were kind of consistent and showing that they could toss. So I doubled my bankroll that day. So I was like, all right, cool, a little extra to take to Vegas with me.
Oh, by the way, I mean, Silverton Casino is themed for hunters and outdoorsmen. It is. And this is Helms.biff. I don't know who this is. Yeah, they aren't necessarily super friendly for shooters, but I do like going into that because of the big like bass pro shot. I like everything there. Yep. Yeah. I mean, and then X-Man, thanks. Box set is going to be sweet. Oh yeah, but he saw it when he was over here. He saw it. You know what I decided? I'm going to do an audio book to it. That's going to come out. It'll be hilarious. Reading? Yeah. No, it won't be a dramatic reading, but it'll be like embellishments. Because I like listening to shit, man. I like reading.
Hey,
not really, but that's why I put pictures in it.
Don't forget, I prepaid for mine. I already got.
I know you handed me. Yeah, I got it. I know.
You want it at the craps table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, here's the money. I said, I'm prepaying. Here you go. Take it. You're like, no.
I know, and I didn't even want to take it. I'm like, no.
Paid and over. See you later. Shit.
Yep. Shit. So, all right. Well, let's call it then. Thanks for thanks for being thanks for talking about your birthday, Lipking.
Oh, sorry I missed it. I was telling Tenton, I'm like, man, I should have extended my trip. And I'm like, you know what? Be like a bee, right? Because it could have went a wholly different way if I was there.
You would have fit in really well, man. It would have been you would have been.
I should have definitely taken you up on that burger though, because that trip to the airport was hell.
Oh yeah, that's right. I ended up going there and
Did you go there? I was sitting there. I was worried because I didn't check out, and I was like, shit, my bags are in the room. I'm like, I better just get it done,
Because I met up with Huggy Bear, and then to get him a hat, and then I was like, man, we should go to Gordon Ramsay right now. Well, I think it was like noon.
Yeah, like 11:30 or something like that.
Yeah, I went there, dude. It was great. Their burgers are really good. Yep. Their burgers are good, solid.
Next time,
Huggy, we got.
What's that, Lipking?
Said we got October to reunite.
Oh man, I think fucking Huggy Bear's gone, dude. Just frozen. But that's a good picture of Huggy Bear.
That's
man.
Huggy
Bear. That's a yeah. You should clip that. Use it for something. That's a good action shot. You smiling, Huggy Bear. That's a good one, man.
That's a senior year picture right there. That's a yearbook picture right there.
He doesn't even know. He's probably just like, he doesn't know. He's frozen, but you froze at a good frame. Good job, Huggy Bear. All right.
That was by design. He hit pause on that.
Oh no, but I'm hold on. Later, Huggy Bear, I'm removing you. Thank you, Huggy Bear, representing Michigan. And then so Lipking. This is good chat, man.
Always a pleasure. Always great to be on.
You know what? Your audio's good now. Maybe it has to do with having 2 people on there. Your audio's fucking fine now.
No, it's because it's freaking Michigan State. That's why you had the hat on.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was the interference from Michigan. Are spots still available for the October classes? I have no idea. I don't think so. Maybe one.
I don't think. I think Jokers are wild. I think he got the last spot. but I think Bo has a waiting list, so I would text Bo and reach out to him. Go on his website. What is it? Dicecoach.com and reach out
Yeah.
to him. Believe he is holding waiting list spots because shit does come up. People drop out. Whatever happens.
Yeah, shit happens. Shit happens.
So definitely call him or text him and get on the list. But I'm almost positive it is sold out. October.
Man, Lipking, I haven't talked to you about that. I haven't really told anything about this, but I don't know, because it was so weird. But there was like a year ago on our second class that we had in October, Tony, he was awesome. He was a friend of mine. I actually wore his shirt. He sent me the Astros shirt, and he sent me a Texas shirt. He sent me all these things. He was from Texas. Dude, he was supposed to come out to our class. This was like the second one. And he didn't come out. Bo and I haven't even told this story. But if you're listening this late,
yeah.
So it's a shame because, dude, him and I would talk all the time. We met at the class, but he ended up dying and passed away. I've not talked about this at all, and did not make the class the whole week. Like, we found out because we were like, man, we've been talking to him because I got him a room at Palms, right? I hooked him up with a room. He never showed up. He was supposed to check in. I was excited to see him. It turned out he had like a heart attack and died. It's so sad, dude. I still have I've kept his gift bag. I've kept the key to his room that I had to check in, and I see it every day. It's like, I mean, when it's in my stuff with my closet. It's really sad. Tony, I've got such a cool dude, man. Him and I, we met up with, hey everybody, it's Jeff from Dice Setters. We met up at Virgin and played. Like, he was such a good dude, man. He was such a nice dude. I was looking forward to him, coming out and hanging out with him. That's why I got him a room and all that stuff. And he never showed up. And, and then Bo finally, got in touch with his son and yeah, that sucks. So you meet great people. Well, he was someone that I was looking forward to. I have never even said anything about it because it's just one of those things. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I get it. And, we were talking the other day and I told you about, my theory about fuck it, book it, live it up because, there's people tonight going to bed not think tomorrow and not happen. And there's
yeah, bro. Last night I'm looking at my old assistant and she's like put some story out of this mutual friend that we have. She was like in her 30s and it's like she dies. It's like like this shit just happens. It's crazy. It's crazy that this stuff just happens, Mm-hmm. It's sad, but you never know. And so you're right. It's like sometimes you gotta. That's why I was like, I'm gonna take make sure that I'm gonna take some personal time because I've been so obsessed with just like working and doing the show that I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna at least lighten it up so I don't just get into this like you're on this treadmill and then you never realize you got to get off the treadmill for a minute.
No matter what, the bills are still going to come in, taxes are still, problems are still going to be there. Just you need to press pause and take time for yourself and and be with the people that you care about and you love and you got to you have to separate yourself from the chaos. And when you come back, the shit's still going to be there.
Yeah, dude, I know.
So
I know.
Fucking
Huggy Bear in the chat though. Hey, easy on those MSU statements. This VPN cut out. Fucking. Thanks for having me on tonight, 10 Ton. Dude, you are more than welcome. At least we covered Michigan, man. All right. Lipking.
All right, my man. Time to
Did your wife wear that hoodie?
Of course she did.
She's a good hoodie, isn't it?
It is. It's quality. You said it. That's the first thing she said. She's like, "Wow, this is quality stuff here."
I know it is. It really is. It really
is. She's a hoodie connoisseur. Trust me.
Oh, nice, man. Nice. I know that passes the test, dude. So, all
It,
right, man, I'm going to bring fucking ETG in here.
yeah. You know what? Send my logo out again one more time.
Oh yeah, dude. Let's see. Let's get this thing out. Let's get this.
Huh?
This kid does a good job on that stuff.
No,
he
he's
really
brilliant.
does. I
He's
know,
brilliant.
man. I know. He's a, hey, good job. Nice,
Excuse me.
man. And that's all. Scusi. Isn't that funny? That's a funny commercial, right? You could support the show that way, dude. What about this though? The Ferretus Academicus, huh?
I love it how it's in like a encyclopedia, like Britannica, like a Wikipedia type thing. That's great.
I know that he did that, dude. I do really love that guy. I wish I should have taken a picture of this guy because he got me so angry. The Sedentarius ejaculus. What a great name though for that guy, dude.
If like picture perfect,
You know?
perfect.
That was it. But these are the people that ruin an evening for you. And then but this is a great one. But I got to give Bump John, I'm like, Bump John, he then called me. He's like, okay, I got the name for it. It's great when he's like, I'm like, that's perfect. That's beautiful. Because so many people come up and they just like are
all
can't get in
all the time.
It's awesome, right?
Yeah. And they're so mad. They're so mad. You know what it's like? You know when you drive up and you think you have a parking spot? And then there's like
yeah. Dude, that's classic. Like you'll go and there's a motorcycle parked there. Or there's like a small smart car. And you're like, fuck.
Yes, there's something in there. And you're like, damn it, I thought I had a prime spot.
Yeah, dude, that's hilarious, right? And that's what it is. I can relate to that. If going up to the table, oh my god, the stick right one's open or whatever, and then you get there and you can't play. You're like, fuck. That's hilarious, though. I just wait. I kind of wait. I just like seeing the reaction of people. Just this was a good one though. This one.
Now that
the Ferretus fortuitus.
Look, I love it with all the chips around it. What does it say? Free what?
Dude, this one, being in the right place at the right time. They kind of are, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of those guys benefit from just being there.
And good for them for recognizing, that, there's players.
Dude, great show tonight. Semper Fi and good night. Hell yeah, man. Fuzzy. Dude, Fuzzy, I got the new music. I got to play this for Fuzzy. Hold on. Because maybe I've already played the dogs. I'm going to play this one with the monkey. Good.
Kind of looks like Gizmo on steroids a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what he was called. He became famous and now I forgot his name. But man, Lipking.
All right, let's call it.
Calling it. Another one in the books. I got Alfredo next week. That'll be an interesting discussion, man. That guy's got his own thing going on,
He does. I definitely look forward to that. Look, definitely, without a doubt. And then you got to take your week off.
I'm going to take the week off, dude. Maybe I'll go play.
All right. Signing off. Thanks for coming on, watching, supporting the show.
Yeah, thanks, man. I like it.
Yeah.
A little paid.
Subscribe because you're slow at that.
Yeah. We'll get there. Dude. You know that? Slowly but surely. Don't call me Shirley.
We'll get that chromosome for you to remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Lipking. I'll talk to you later, man. Thanks a lot for making the show. It was good having you out for your birthday.
No, I appreciate the hospitality again, setting everything up. So much appreciated.
No problem, man.
Yeah. And we'll talk soon.
All right. Later, dude.
All right. Good night.
Bye. Lipking, Huggy Bear. Another show in the books. I'm going to have ETG come on in. Thanks a lot. everyone. We'll talk again next week with Alfredo. What do you say, ETG? We got a nice little purple and blue hue going on. Yep. Mi scusi, like and subscribe, Paisan. Slap that like button's ass.
Like and subscribe, bro.